Or do you have any questions or anything?
Dun,
Snacks
dun,
is always
dun.
here. Wonton. Fuck, dude, this group is so girthy.
They're girthy. There's some girthy motherfuckers in this room. All right, so I posted the stream. Let me see if it showed up on my Twitter, and I'll just put it up there. So I'll put it as a reply to this space, and that way we can just all chill together.
I can also I can pin it at the top as well
Let's see. Here we go.
if I
Oh, the
can.
hashtags work and everything, dude. That's awesome. Okay. Share to
So
space. There we go.
did you just figure out how to like live stream on Twitter? Because I was scrolling through the other day and I was like, whoa, this is way different and so much cooler.
Yeah. So what I had to do, what I use is Restream. I have an account on Restream, a free account, and it used to have unlimited amount of places you could stream to. You know, and but you could only do you couldn't do 2 Facebook channels, for example. You could only do 1 Facebook channel, so you couldn't stream to your profile and your Facebook page, for example. But I used to stream to Periscope, which used to be the Twitter streaming service back then, and they took
Yeah,
that
where it
away.
connected them all, right?
Yeah, yeah, and
It
so
connected like all the streaming, yeah.
I would be able to stream to Twitch, to YouTube, to Periscope, to all these different things using that Restream.io. And so now they've reduced the free version to only 2 channels, and so I stream to YouTube and Twitter, or YouTube and Twitch, depending on the situation. But YouTube is right now. I'm doing YouTube and Twitter so that YouTube records it, and then Twitter just I mean, Twitter I guess records it as well, but it's so much harder to find because of the it just gets drowned in timeline, you know.
No, absolutely. I feel like there's so much more happening on there. But I honestly think it's super cool to watch, and I like how we're able to post it on Twitter because people outside of the community can actually kind of see that work that we're actually putting on in the Discords and stuff. So I actually am really happy that we're able to proof that where people that are like kind of doubting us, like, oh, are you guys even working? Like they'll be able to just go and be like, hey, look at our artist. He's fucking putting in the work right now. Like, what's your artist doing? He's probably gone.
No, yeah, exactly. Proof of work. Like, oh, we all know that you're doing everything possible, Jack. I'm like, I know you guys know because you're the true motherfucking OGs, motherfucker. Like oh, shit, you guys are there all the time. How fucking amazing are you? Holy fuck! And so, y'all, y'all would never fucking say, hey, no, you're not putting the time and effort into this fucking project. You're a fucking joke. You know, clown emoji. You know, no, you guys won't do that to me, like because there's first of all, like it wouldn't cross your mind.
It's been a fucking year in progress. Like
Exactly.
these motherfuckers have to understand. Like we are not here to fucking fail. We're here to take over, bro.
Like you're not gonna it's not gonna fucking cross your mind, and two, it's not gonna we've been through too much to that for that even to be considered out of anybody, not only in this room but like in the Discord. The people keep coming in every day. Those names I tell you at the early stage of this freaking
Addy
show.
daddy.
Those names, I remember those names. I see those names, and I like like I'm seeing Silent Blizzard and Farmer Acob right now. Not only are they listening to me here, but they're also in the Discord in the stream. You know, so guys, I see you active all the time, all of you, and so like
Well, dude, this is the first stream I caught. Like, what actually have you done? I don't even know, dude. This is my first stream.
I don't do much, you know. I don't do. I scribble, and when I scribble, I try to scribble and then chisel, and it's the chiseling that does most of the work.
You should have came up and been like, wait, Hijack, you're the artist?
Who the fuck are you? Your name is suspicious. Yo, this motherfucker is called Hijack. Don't trust this motherfucker.
The fake hijacks. There's gonna be fake hijacks running around pretty soon. Like once the streams, I feel like will start popping off a little bit more, and then you'll start seeing the fake hijack streams coming around.
Oh my god. You see me with nice eyes, man. I don't think I don't want to consider myself a celebrity.
But welcome up, Farmer and Wonton.
Good to see you, Wonton. Good to see
Welcome,
you, Wonton,
welcome.
my man.
Yo, 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 how we doing, fam? Zoot, zoot.
Zoot
Zoot
zoot.
zoot.
What's
How's
good,
your
guys? How we doing?
good? How are you doing, man? How's the weather by you? I hope it's still warm out there.
Yeah, it was a little cooler this morning. It's been windy as hell, but yeah, down here in South Florida, it was like 68 this morning, 70s today. Not bad.
It's fucking shorts weather for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe for sure. I mean, it's starting to cool down. You know, the humidity drops like mid-October, so it's been nice.
Yeah, I'm actually supposed to go down Brickell, Miami pretty soon. I'm taking my mom on a cruise, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Where you guys going on the cruise?
We're hitting like the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and a couple of, I forget what the private islands around there are called, but we're going along that whole coast there, so it should be pretty cool. I've been to Jamaica before, but I've never been to like Dominican and the other islands that we're going to, so that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be fire, bro. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it is what it is, you know. How we doing, farmer? How's the farm going?
Same shit every day, my friend. If I'm bored, it's going good. I can tell you that.
If you're bored, you're just in the Zoots channel.
Yep, yeah. Pretty much. I mean, you know, the way I do things, man. The more I do it, the easier it gets. It's the first 4 seasons that are difficult. I'm still. Trust me, I have a lot of struggle, but the animals take care of themselves because I've set it up to do so.
Nice. I could just imagine the whole setup there. I used to actually live on a farm,
It's
but
small, man. It's very modest. You know what I mean? I talk a lot because I'm passionate about it, but you know, um, there's
it's what we
a
need, though.
there's a farm up the road. They do pigs, cows, chickens, eggs. And pretty close because I do chickens too, and they use the same methods. They're just not organic. And I was talking to them, and something they said to me that always resonated. And I never did the opposite of what this said, but it's good to hear it from other sources, and it's going to be applied to anybody doing whatever they're doing. Is they said never compare yourself to where someone else is at. Compare yourself to where you were at, a year ago, 2 years ago, right? Never compare yourself to other people because you'll always get disappointed.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's what I say is the problem with like social media now. Like a lot of kids in my generation, they've gone through this COVID, and I think COVID, a lot of that has messed up some people's heads a little bit because like they're just so used to just sitting inside doing nothing all the time, and like when they go on social media like Instagram and stuff like that, they always compare themselves to their pictures, where in reality that's might not be how it is in real life. So
Well, and even if there's someone you draw inspiration from, don't compare yourself to your inspiration, right? Apply what they're doing to have reached whatever level you want to reach, and apply it to what you're doing, and be motivated by it, and look back and remind yourself of the progress made. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I people think I run this big farm. I don't. I'm very small. I have big aspirations. So unless I talk myself up to myself, ain't no one else gonna motherfucking do it. You know what I mean? Trust me, ain't no one gonna back you until you back yourself until you're halfway up that fucking hill. You're the only one that's gonna get you, 70%, 90% of the way. That last 10% of your journey is when other people are like, oh shit, is that right to do? Fuck no, because I'll back people up at the beginning of their dreams. But that's just reality, right? You are your own fucking inspiration, right?
and that's why Hijack swept the floor yesterday because he fucking believes in himself so much. You literally like that is people like you literally just said that. If I had to be honest,
Hell
I
yeah, dude.
I gotta return some of that back to you guys, man.
No, you don't, but we appreciate you, dude.
It's just proof of love, I guess.
as soon as that swept happened, literally one of my buddies in the chat's like, "Well, Hijack's putting his fucking money where his mouth is, and I was like, "You're goddamn right, baby."
Yeah, man. No way. That's one thing. I just can't stand it. People coming up to me and saying, "Nah, you're a fucking rugger." You're like, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't. Did you say 56 tokens is not enough? How many more? Come on, let's go. Did you want to drop the
Oh,
floor again? Oh, let's go. You know.
Well, I
oh,
think
how
you're
many
going to
how
rug
many
after the next
tokens did you get
56.
wrapped?
Yeah, exactly. How many tokens did you wrap, huh? How many did you wrap? Yeah, do you even know what a wrap is? Huh? Why don't you go down to Taco Bell?
You didn't use the Magnum condom? Oh, you used the small one?
Oh. Clap, 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 clap. You see, I'm on PC. I don't have the sound button. Someone clap. Shots fired. Shots fired.
uh,
All right, I think I got a bunch of vest samples, I think, in this stream now on screen. I think I got a few vest samples that are pretty good. And I think with the, if we stick to maybe a couple trait-based traits with the fisherman's hat, maybe one of these can be like gridded, like some of the samples, instead of a solid texture, instead of a solid like cloth, or canvas. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the word canvas earlier.
the only reason why I never forget that word is because I use Canva every day on the internet. I do a lot of marketing through Canva.
Hey, I think back in the day when they were doing their first things, I got like a lifetime thing for like a super cheap, right? But I don't know how to use Canva. I think Zoots would benefit from Canva tutorials for you, man.
The truth about Canva, it's for retarded people who can't use Photoshop.
Yes, you're not wrong at all.
Hey, it's good.
I can be pretty retarded. Let me at him.
No doubt.
But
it's good though.
It was really good for like. I used to crop everyone's when people would ask me for mugs in the community, I would go on Canva, and that was the easiest way to do it. Was on Canva. I just removed the background, put it on, and it was good to go every time.
No hate to Canva, dude. I'm the retard that can't use Photoshop. What do you mean?
I'm the same person.
So
all the marketing for my farm, all like the backgrounds and shit I make for the Zoots, it's all Canva. It's just
all the templates.
Yeah, you can't get to into the nitty gritty and do like, if you haven't like this idea in your head, you're not gonna nail it on Canva. You'll get close, but you're not gonna fucking nail it. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yep.
Hey, I'll give me 2 minutes, guys. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna watch the little end of the sunset. Be right back.
Yeah, I've been using Canva for a while. I got addicted to it, but I've been doing like Adobe Photoshop and all that, but there's only so much I know, and then I get to a point where I'm like, holy shit, this is advanced. But I've also been like working with Blender, messing around with some 3D models on there, and working on that 3D stuff has definitely made it way easier to kind of use Adobe Photoshop and all that. So I would, if you were trying to get better at like that stuff, I would look into doing the 3D stuff. And plus, I'm gonna be honest, the 3D stuff is fun. Like you can literally get lost in that stuff for hours just trying to animate stuff.
Yeah, for me, it's just like, I don't have any doubt that I could learn that stuff. Like I did, I learned Premiere Pro for photo editing and whatnot. It's just a time sink. It's just like, okay, what in my life now do I want to sink that time into? And it's like, do I want to sink into Photoshop when I just go to Canva and get like approximations to my vision? Like, I'm not an artist, man. I'm not trying to create the next, Mona Lisa. Like, I just want to portray my thoughts in a way that approximates my vision of that portrayal. You know what I mean?
We need like one of these services to come out with like an AI where you can literally just type what you want visualized into it, and then that's just gonna change the fucking game.
Well, Adobe is implementing AI into all their services. Premiere Pro, Light,
And that's why they're number one with all that.
What's that
Adobe.
one? Light something? Fuck, I don't. Whatever. But they have AI tools where, like, say you're using your pencil for something and you want to crop something or fill a space. Your AI tool, you'll set it to that parameter, and you just draw the line, and then it's just like, okay, boom, it's done, and you're like, okay, cool. Now I don't have to fix lines. There's not going to be any little weird, like if you're drawing with a pencil and you let off pressure and it leaves that little tail. The tails won't be there.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right,
man.
right. So like your post is cut to like 0, pretty much.
There's always that. The way that you said canvas was like exactly how I thought of it too. Like there's always like some little thing that bothers me the most on one of them, and I'll try to change it, and I'll change it a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just looks terrible, the whole thing, and I'm like, God damn it. And I'm like restarting it all over again, or just trying something new, a different tactic.
So you can't really create much. It's like it's all clip art that you can throw together to make it look like something different. Like you're throwing pieces together rather than creating your own pieces.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, did you guys see? Totally different tangent. You guys see that there's someone in general that wants to sell
the gold
fur? Yeah.
Who is that guy?
Sailor hat and 3D glasses.
I'm scared to know if that guy is actually real or not, because like I've
No,
never seen that guy around. He is.
I checked as well. He's OG. He rapped. So he rapped that gold.
Damn, he's been in here a long ass time. He's just been quiet.
Yep. And I was in his DMs. Ain't no one gonna lowball him, because since he rapped, I'm looking out for the motherfucker, and I let him know prices. Ain't no one gonna look. If someone's gonna get the cheap price, it's me, because I'm the nice guy, right?
Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. You could literally, it looked like fucking sharks with a minnow in there, dude. As soon as he posted it, it was like 5 people, yo, how much?
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
I straight up told him, I was like, dude, people are going to lowball you because, like, you're finding grails from people chasing. Like, people are chasing things, so they're letting go of some cheap grails. I'm like, but no one lets go of golds like that, man. I was like, I wouldn't sell it for any less than 1 ETH. That's what I told him. I was like, you'll probably get a lot of 0.8 offers. But I would just be like, what's 0.2 more, bro? Do 1 ETH. That's a clean gold, man. That's fire gold.
I think I don't know if it was Hijacks or Pluto. No, it's not a Pluto. It's either Hijack or who's the other one that rocks the gold? One of the golds I think is super, super cool with I think it's just the headband and no shirt. I think that's one of the cleaner ones.
Yeah, I think there's 2. The sushis. I think there's 2 sushi nakeds.
Yeah, there's 2 sushi nakeds?
Yeah, 2 sushi naked golds. One has ETH eyes, one doesn't.
Oh, it's the ETH eyes one. That one is fucking baller. But I'm addicted to those ETH eyes. There's people that like really love like the zombie eyes.
Yeah, I like both, man. I think I don't know actually. I think I had so much stuff has left and come into my wallet over the past like 3 months that I don't remember.
I honestly haven't been like selling all of them. I've been honestly just collecting all the traits. I just want one of every trait, and then I'll be happy. I think I'm actually at that, other than I'm missing. I think I'm just missing a pimp coat, and obviously a gold zoot. But I don't know if I'll ever catch the gold.
Hello.
Oh shit! Oh Riley. How we doing, dude?
Doing good. Sorry about my lateness. I was on the phone and taking care of some other things, and I was like, all right, I have to at least join in on the old computer here. So I was like, all right, just got off, and now I'm getting ready, and I'm going to be heading out to a different thing in just a little bit. But I figure I'd say hello. And
yeah, Hijack's streaming right now. On top of all this, it's at the top of the screen.
Ooh, okay.
Hey.
Kind of did a 2-in-1 here.
Very nice. And we have staking Hijack. That was an insane fucking sweep you did earlier this week. Holy shit. Would you pick up 54 of them?
That's what we were just talking about.
50,
He put his
56.
money where his mouth was.
56 of them. Dear Lord. What people dream that they could accomplish getting to 50 zoots, you picked it up in one fucking swoop. What an
You just
absolute
picked up
fucking
more than
unit.
I've had in a whole fucking year. In
Yeah,
one
exactly.
go.
I think I'm sitting at like 33 is my total right now. And he's like,
I
what?
have 40. I have 55 because I'm staking some.
Damn. Okay. Oh, yeah. And I haven't done the staking. That's right. The beta staking also live as well. Fucking awesome. Making some big ass strides here, guys. Like, we're slowly but surely coming together. Each person, got a whole lot going on, but slowly but surely we will get there. And just keep on at it. Keep on getting at it. And we're getting there. We're getting there. I love this. I love this. And then hold on. What are you working on right now? Let's find out. Oh, got some Laurel Wreath action.
Yeah, so I just sent a few pictures, and I just downloaded the references. They're here. I'm going to put them up on screen right now. That's not the reference itself, but this is pretty much where, like a grand view of the references, right? And there's this is the folder where you have these. Let's make these extra large. There we go. And so I got these vest references, and the whole goal is that we want these to match up with the bucket hat and the fisherman's hat, So it,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? And so Ollie was really excited about this one, and it kind of hits that filmmaker vibe, or creator vibe that a lot of us in like that grew up with like YouTube and stuff like that. It hits or just like we make tutorials or we stream. It hits that vibe because it's kind of like a photographer's vest or a filmmaker's vest. It's got all the pockets for all the tools and knickknacks that you need for production making. So it's like a production vest, But it matches very well with the fisherman's hat as well. So it's kind of like we might do some trait-based stuff with that.
Ooh, yeah, it gives me definite Spielberg vibes. I definitely could see like E.T. And some James Cameron as well, like them just doing this. Like filmmaker, absolutely, but definitely get those outdoorsy vibes, like you said, fishermen, just survival types in general. Yeah, this is I do like this a lot.
Right,
and this is going to the current vest, you said?
I'm not sure which CS it is. It's one of the CSs. It's not gonna go. It's not gonna go to the work vest because that's its own thing.
Right.
I'm not sure.
It's one. CS1.
This is CS1. Well, I guess.
I thought the bulletproof vest was CS1.
That's what I thought too. So that's the thing. I
thought this was a variant of the bulletproof vest.
No, this is not a variant of the bulletproof vest.
Oh,
the bulletproof vest
I thought it
is its own thing, and that is for the it matches with the patrol helmet, with the army helmet, with the army cover, and the cowboy hat to make the sheriff.
The bow tie?
No, yeah, it used to be the bow tie.
Okay, 5, I think, right?
Okay, so 5. Well, maybe I'm not sure which one this can be, but I guess if it can be a candidate, another candidate for the bow tie, And the bow tie really it didn't work too much on, but this feels like a big clothing trait instead of like a tiny clothing trait that takes a single day to do. Like the bow tie would be, because sure, yeah, people appreciate the fur, and the thing is, if we keep on showcasing fur, I guess it downvalues the rest of the tokens that actually have fur, or that have fur intentionally, that are not wearing anything. So I think something like elaborating on clothing will make it really fucking cool, in my honest opinion. And I think
it's not 5. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
not to interrupt you. I'm looking at I want to get it right if people are listening or listening on the recording. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. What were you gonna ask?
I'm trying to find which coming soon it was. I totally interrupted because I'm zooted and I'm in my own head. So I apologize.
That's the thing. If I had Ollie online right now, I don't know. He'll come online in a while. He would tell me which one it is that I'm doing right now, because that's the thing. I just know the art, and I haven't written it down right now. Actually, let me look at my spreadsheets, because I've written plenty of notes on these spreadsheets, but it's just a matter of it's a little messy, and I don't know if I wrote down which one was going to be the best.
Oh, it is 5. Yeah, no, it is 5. Coming soon 5. I'm sorry.
These are also on the screen. So, and there's also like samples. Wings, breastplate, lumberjack over a bow tie. Yeah. So I think it would be coming soon 5. Yeah, because the tuxedo tee of the bow tie was coming soon 5. But we also have the toga that would be coming soon 3. We thought we maybe throw a kimono in there, but that would
Oh, there's
fight.
some alpha right there.
Yeah,
That was
that would
alpha.
fight with the gi, right? And so I don't really want to fight with a gi, with having the kimono. But it would be feminine kimono. It would be a kimono that is has got some details that differentiate it from the gi, you know. But then again, it would tap that.
Hey man, I'm as man as it gets, right? I would rock a gi that had flowers on it. Give me some fucking rose petals and shit.
But that's what I'm saying. So here's the thing. What if the regular gi that we have right now? What if the no mercy gi, um, maybe triggered something else and it turned into a kimono, depending if you have bunny ears or not, right? But then that would break the aesthetic of how funny it would be to have a bunny-eared uh, zoot with the gi with the no mercy gi. You know that can that's badass, right? But
Yeah,
it
it's
gives it
silly.
that aesthetic. Exactly, it's pretty cool. And so like it's all about balancing out and bringing the most out of like the entire world uh, in some form or way or form or another. So we were also thinking about adding some maybe something to accompany the fez. So the toga itself, if we made something that could accompany the fez, I think that would be very fitting because that would be the let me see the list again. Let me see the toga one would be coming soon 3. That's the one that used to be the toga. And so that would fit the toga aesthetic to make something for the fez, and it would also add to the fez itself because it's a very um, lonely trait, the fez.
It is, man. It really is.
And so like giving it a little extra, also adding more accents because as much as I love the fez being solid and like that heavy as it is on the image on the zoot, as much as I love that, it is also just plain red, so it's got a lot of room for details. So maybe adding a little extra like we did with the crown would definitely push the fez.
I finally have a Fez. Actually, I never did before. It's that double zombie naked Fez. He looks fire. It makes me like the Fez. Like I never, like because it is a lonely trait. I never sought it out. Right? It's one of those things where it's like it might be on something that you are seeking, but you never seek it itself because it is lonely.
It's it no it, exactly. It's just it feels very lonely. Hang on, my Adobe Animate just crashed because it tried to edit 2 different text fields at the same time and kind of didn't know what to do with itself. I hate when it does that. I don't know why it does that. But anyhow, sorry to anybody watching the stream right now. I'm getting that up and running again.
Oh,
But
you're
yeah,
good.
it's a one lonely trait, and I think about it a lot. It's just like, what can I do to bring this fez out? And I think the toga itself, making it more of a more modern toga instead of something relative to history. We already have the breastplate that's got a lot of history in it from that same age that the toga was supposed to represent. So I think something to go with the fez would be very, very fitting. But this is like always, this is not set in stone.
Yeah, it's just you're we're what's it called? Like brainstorming, but theory crafting, pretty much.
Yeah, no, the brainstorming occurs with the whole community. I mean, we have ideas, and we start applying the ideas, and then somebody in the community says, "Hey, you should do this little detail to it," and it's like exactly that, like thunder and lightning in the head. I'm like, "Oh my god, let's go!"
I think the Fez is a very good trade as well. A little underrated, a little underappreciated, but like you said, it's kind of not bland. It's just solid. Like you were saying, like it definitely has that solid feel to it. But having more accents and more things around it could appeal a little bit more to it, and even adding other traits as well, enhancing it, giving it that more I don't know complementary look with the fez. Like it meshes well with other things. I have a black suit with the fez, so I think it looks really good personally. I like that combo. I think it's pretty solid. And if there was any other hat on it, I don't know if it would look as good. Or no, that used to be one of them. I used to have a red fur. My current one has an orange beading on it. My bad.
I think some gold thread or gold leaf kind of effect on it would be very nice and give it some little details.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been looking up some more research on it.
I feel like it goes well with the Admiral coat because they have the tassels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at that, dude. I was just about to say that.
Like,
Really,
yeah,
that's
tassels
cool.
go very well. And, now putting it, you were upgrading a couple of other things as well, giving it accents. So, the Roman armor having tassels on it, I think the Fez is going to complement that also pretty well. And if, I don't know, in the future or anything along those lines, if there's any like other more feminine garments that were going to be added, because you could go fucking wild with tassels on that. I think the Fez would also mix pretty well with that too.
Yeah, I wanna, as like so the pink dress is very iconic, right? And so is the blue
Right.
dress because it's kind of like one is the Disney thing, kind of, and the other one, the pink one is more of like a if you're paying attention, it's like that it clicks that pop culture, right? And hint hint, if you guys are paying attention to that pink dress, hint hint, I hope you like it. There's only a difference to the original, which is that neck piece that holds it around the neck, but that adds to the femininity and the recognition of
It
the
reminds
dress.
me of Betty Boop personally. I think
Really?
yeah, I like the Betty Boop. Well, my mom has Betty Boop. I've been around Betty Boop my whole life, so it gives me that Betty Boop vibe. Except it's not strap. No, this one is strapless, is it not?
No, it's got a strap around the neck, but it's got a strap around the neck because so little of it shows, right? Because it's below the chest line. It's below the. I mean, it's not below the chest line. It's below the armpit line, right?
Oh,
The choker's my favorite part of that trait.
yeah. Well, the on the blue one or the choker on the pink one.
Oh, they both have them?
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
see,
the blue one has a choker.
Oh, okay. I was like, the
Yeah,
pink one I
I
didn't know had
love
it.
that about it, dude.
That is one of my favorite ones. I'm not gonna. I love my queen, like the queen with the fucking ball gown. Ball gown is just, and the see-through like puffy things on the shoulders. Like you went pretty hard on that one, and you didn't have to.
Yeah, and I just said, ooh, the Disney. I want to transfer that Disney magic kind of thing, And I just said, hey.
And there's only 3 listed of the ball gown, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes you'll hear people complaining about the dresses. Oh, there's only 3 listed, fam. You keep complaining and I'll keep holding even though mine's listed. But it's okay.
He's like, I am one of 3, but it won't be listed for long.
I have a mission. I'm on another mission. So I can't stop. I can't stop.
I respect it. If there was
I pick
another
something up and I'm
gold
like, I'm
4
done.
key
And
that
then I'm
popped
like,
up,
oh,
I'd be all over that shit. I'd be like, all right, hold on. We're moving some things. It's like, when you got that one in mind, it's like, all right, I'm going to get that one no matter what.
And with the ball gown that I own, it has the what's that called? The Soviet hat. I don't know the name of that trait. Red October.
Yeah.
With the what is it? Those glasses? Just the sunglasses. And I posted it in general, and people were like, "It's an undercover agent from Russia. It's an undercover Russian agent." And it looks like an undercover Russian agent. Like, it's dope, man. I like the dresses.
And you have the unshaven look too, the board unshaven, so it just adds the scruff to it. It just gives it a nice little like.
It's
nice
straight
little
out of
grit
Austin
to it.
Powers, man.
Yeah.
It's a man. It's a man.
It's a man baby, and it's clearly a completely different actress than the one he punched in the face. Shit is so funny. Oh. And the other ones that are listed, one's a DMT and the other one's a noise. So literally, there's only 3 ball gowns up right now, and all 3 of them are grails. Personally,
Oh, dude, Matt and I were looking at what was listed last night. I did a space, and we just sat here for 3 hours, like just bullshitting and looking at what was listed. There is some fire. There's a black suit listed under 0.4. There's like really rare 4Ts listed. There's a grail trippy listed at like 0.22 or something. Like, bro.
I don't. When I look through some of these, I'm just like, how are people listing that for this much? And then you see it's like, all right, 0.15, and then I forget that ETH is actually going up right now, so I'm still in like the 1400 range for ETH in my brain, but really it's like back up to almost 2K again, which is nice. The movement on crypto has been really cool. This ETF has definitely pumped it up a little bit. So it's just like but as things go up, people are gonna start liquidating a couple of things too. So you got to be prepared for that because there's gonna be a lot of deals coming up here within the next bull run. That's for certain. At least the crypto.
Well, you're in a bear run when people still use the dollar value on an NFT, right? So when you're like, well, 0.15 is like $190, you're in a bear market. In the bull market, you are not going to be thinking dollars. It's strictly fucking ETH. And I maintain that thought process in the bear because, I mean, holy shit. Like, in the bottom of the bear market, 0.1 was like, what? $100? Not even? Like, when ETH was at $700, 0.1 was not
$70. Yeah.
$70, right? It's 190 now. Like, so if you were just thinking, like, 0.1 ETH is 0.1 ETH, you know what I mean? And I'm getting it for fucking $50 right now.
Right.
Is like I keep that crypto mindset, man, where my goal is to accumulate the asset of which it's priced in.
So check this. What was the value of ETH when we got rugged?
2K, I think.
All right. Yeah, and we were in this range.
And there were sweeps going on at 0.07. I remember because I did one of those. A lot of us were sweeping at 0.07.
That is true.
When the rug happened, what, October, like mid-October? Yeah.
Yeah, around this date now. Like about half a month ago, right?
Yeah, I'll find price.
And that was
October
right when
14th.
ETH 2.0 was launching, and they were saying, it's gonna make it so much better, and this and that, blah blah blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was actually 1,200 when we got rugged.
It was only 1,200 back then.
Yeah, between like 1,000 and 1,400.
Okay, so we were already in the bear market, sort of, or starting.
We were at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then never mind. Forget my check it. I got nothing to say over here.
Hey, but so 0.07 though at 1,400 is, I mean, that's still less than like what is that, about $100 right there.
Well, I mean, the fact that we did that well, or I shouldn't say
exactly.
that YYC did so well, and at the second bottom, that was the double bottom for ETH. It was that was the second bottom of the double bottom. Like, there's a lot of fear in the market when we're at the bottom of the bear market because people are like, oh, it's gonna dump to 500 next. You know what I mean? It's just fear and greed, right?
Absolutely. I remember watching that shit dump. I was trying to buy some Atom, and it was around like $10, and I was like, all right, I could buy a little bit. And then I was like, well, let me just go ahead and refresh. Maybe I can get like, lower gas, do whatever. That shit went from $10 to $6, literally in like a second. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Bitcoin falling like a potato, just going all the way, hurling down towards 15K mark. This was like June of last year. I was like, what on earth is happening right now? And then that's when I was like, that's when I should have known. It's like, okay, maybe I should, play it a little bit smart, play it a little bit safe, and play back a little bit. And nope, I went even harder in the paint. And then here we are. And, I'm kind of glad that we did go this hard, though, during the bear market, in terms of just getting the exposure, getting the sweeps out. I mean, we just hit 200 ETH, you guys were mentioning today, right? We finally crossed over that 200 ETH threshold. And ETH is going up and up and up. So it's like now that we're going to have a lot more eyes on us because ETH is going to be going up. The value we've been maintaining still at like 0.04 because of that lovely sweep that Hijack just did. I mean, like, I don't know, guys. Like, this is just going to be really good, I think, entering into 2024. And if we just keep on building and slowly just coming together and staying as strong as we are, like, we are in the best position that we could possibly be in right now.
Yeah, I'm buying more.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I mean, holy cow. What do you mean?
Are you going after like specific traits or you just acquiring to acquire?
Yes. Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
I was literally about to sweep under 0.05 the other day because I was like, nah, these are way, way, way too cheap. I'll get the boys going again. And next thing you know, I see fucking 56 hijackaroni fucking going in and just sweeping the whole pool.
Bro, I was saying last night with Maddie, like, I was secretly waiting for Ford to, like, I was like, man, I hope it goes.
To go
I
to
hope it goes-
0.01? I
Yes,
was saying the same thing,
0.01.
bro.
Yes, I was like, go to
saying the
0.01.
same
Please go to
fucking
0.0.
thing.
I would have
And I was like,
fuck.
I was like, these guys will not be ready for the sweep if it hits 0.01. Like, I'm literally about to just do absolutely insane. And it never happened, and I was so
I know,
sad.
dude. I was never more upset to see a 56 token sweep in my life.
Because it's like you remember watching them go to from like 0.02 to 0.07, and you're like, damn, I knew I should have got some when they were in the 0.02 range. And then I think that's what everyone was kind of secretly thinking. Because when
It was weird.
I was
Yes.
like, I was like, I could get up to 50 like real quick, but if we get it to 0.01, I can get to 50 much quicker. And I know it's kind of fucked up, but I was like, all right, well, let's see what happens. And then that's when Hijack comes in. He's like, gotcha, bitch. And he just fucking took him on. It's like, wow, okay. Never mind. And who knows? I don't hope that it goes back down that low, of course, again. But I was like, all right, I'm more, got to stay on top of that, though, because it's not going to be at that 0.02, 0.03 much, that long. We've seen the history time and time again. And Hijack apparently is, like, not going to allow that to happen either. Which I respect. And it's just like, okay. But I think we all kind of had that same little thought of like, yeah, I could get to 50 if this shit gets to 0.01.
Yeah, motherfucker. I know the value of my art. I'm not gonna fucking wreck yo motherfuckers down. Like, you think if I was selling this art in the street, I wouldn't let it go for any less.
I mean, think about it. Like, imagine if people were in the street, picking it up for, you think 0.02 and you don't know what 0.02 is until like dollar value, but it's like 50, 60 bucks still. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole video game, essentially, on one piece of art. And it's like, yeah, we've all been doing this for over a year. We have 30 pieces, and some of us have spent hundreds of dollars on just one of these because that's how fucking awesome that they are. And, I don't know, man. I'm excited for us. The marketplace, I'm doing window shopping for like Web3 developers, but they keep on like only offering like staking services and like other shit. It's like, no, I want to build a marketplace that does a read-only signature because I don't want people to sign and have their wallets connected, but we need to confirm that you actually have the ownership of said, NFT of the Zoot itself, and other collections if you have them that we allow there. So it's just like, and I'm trying to do window shopping, and it's just none of the services are like 100%. They're like, oh, we do staking, we'll make a contract for you. It's like, no, I don't want a fucking contract. I need a working Web3 website that people can connect to and set up and do their own little shops, essentially, is like what I'm trying to gather at the moment. So it's like the merch is going to be interactive. I want you guys to be able to have contracts that go directly to you. So when people purchase it, it doesn't have to filter through me and then you go and divvy it up. It's like, no, if they purchase something and it's yours, that those funds automatically get deviated to you right as soon as that purchase goes through. There is no waiting. It goes directly into the wallet. Whether it's paid through USD, crypto, doesn't matter.
Right into another Zoot.
Right. Well, they don't know that that's what we're gonna do with it, but that's okay. They don't need to know that part.
I've seen so many of those from NFTX that I just go through OpenSea Pro, and I always have to turn off NFTX because it's like, oh, this one went for 0.9 ZAC, this one went for 1 ZAC, this one went for 1.1 ZAC. I'm like, wow, dude, these are flying, dude. As soon as people have literally staked one whole ZAC coin or whatever it is, they spend it straight up on another.
I haven't even checked mine. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, no, you might have something racked up in there.
You guys are gonna get to 50 way fucking quicker than I will. Damn it, man.
I'm already at 50.
Because it's like I need to move everything to my ledger, and I need to do that shit quick before ETH is like 4K again, and it's not gonna cost me fucking $200 to move each one of these things. You guys remember that, right? When gas was like over $100
Oh
for
my
a fucking
God.
You guys remember that shit?
I remember buying NFTs for less than what the gas was back in the day.
Fuck,
And I
that
was
is
like,
what I'm
what
not.
the fuck am I doing?
That's what I'm not looking forward to in the next bull run. You know what I mean? It's like those atrocious fucking gas fees. It's like, I hope ETH 2.0 really sticks to its fucking name. Because if I'm paying any more than,
It
15,
barely
20 bucks,
does now.
well, that's, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm so pissed off. It's like, I'm happy, like, in the market that we're at right now. I know that sounds kind of fucked, but it's just like everything is normal transaction prices for the most part. Canceling a listing only cost me 80 cents rather than fucking $15. And then buying something, like you said, I remember buying a rare Pepe for 1.2 ETH, and I spent like $200 on fucking gas at the time. And it was just like,
I did that for Sleepy Sloth.
oh my god.
Yo, no. Hey, you guys remember, what was it Gang 8 Bling Gang? You remember that shit?
Oh my god.
Dude, like gas was astronomical, and I believe
It was insane.
It was-
I
oh my God.
remember that. Oh my god.
and I'm like, dude, this is that and that and this, and then like I think he got caught up in that too, because he promised, he's like, oh, I'm gonna give you guys the airdrop, and you're gonna for all these you're gonna get like 20 or 30, and he ended up sending like 5 or 10 kind of thing, and then he just straight up vanished and he rugged the whole thing. It's like, what is this? But that whole thing, dude, I spent so much money on gas on that fucking thing, and I'm never again, yo. But watch me degen into something and do it again. Just
It's like, yeah, this is the accumulation period right now.
FOMO is
Fucking,
crazy in life, man.
oh yeah, absolutely. Accumulate all you can right now while gas is low as fuck, and then when we enter the next bull run and people are fucking, oh, zoot, I want a zoot. It's like, come on in and pay your fucking $900 million in fucking gas fees, because I ain't doing it again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
will.
Gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy for people like Julian and shit who have been here for so long when those days come, dude.
It'll be some, and only for the board 4Ts. I will definitely spend the gas on those.
I'm sorry, did I miss something? I just smelled something burning, and I stood up and I had to deal with it real quick.
Oh no, that's all right.
It was the baby again, wasn't it? Wink, wink.
Man, she ripped some freaking hard ones.
Oh man, but yeah, no, I actually I do have to venture out. I could probably just keep my profile logged in, but I have to leave the house here. So
No fun.
I know, but and then I'll
Worst
be
co-host
traveling
ever.
tomorrow.
Terrible co-host.
No. Well, I love you guys. I'm glad everyone had a fun, safe Halloween. Nothing terrible happened.
No, get out of here. You ruined it. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And I was
We
like,
don't want to hear this anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, well, I love you guys.
We
We
love
appreciate
so
you
much, man.
coming.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Seriously, the space is never the same if you're not here anyways. I will be honest. So.
Oh, that's not
Well,
true. If
there's
I die
no one
tomorrow,
else
you
that
guys
can
will
like
carry on.
break the silence like Rye can.
Dude, you have like some given talent where you can just like speak about something for like 20 minutes and everyone's like so entertained while you're speaking about it. You could literally like be saying the same thing over and over again, and I'd be like, wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, you
It's,
know that gif of Patrick lying down with his hands on his cheeks and his eyes are like all like anime eyes, and he's like listening to SpongeBob or whatever. I don't know what he's listening to, but he's like, that's us with your voice.
Well, thank you guys, and it's only because it's I just talk to myself all the time, so I just pretend
you a
like no one's even
salesperson?
listening. No,
Are you a salesperson,
no, I do customer service in real life, so people do call me, and I talk to them all day long. And
You gotta be the nicest customer service fucking person, because when I'm calling, I'm like, you motherfucker, you better get this fixing.
I'm very professional. The longest call I've ever had was a 3-hour phone call with like an 80-year-old woman teaching her how to turn off her iPad.
So how do you use Wi-Fi?
No, like, yeah,
So, like,
it's been
this-
bad.
somebody said in the other stream, they gotta protect this man. No, now over to Ryline. We need to protect this man.
We got to protect you guys. I'd have nothing to talk about if it wasn't for you, or nothing worthwhile talking about. That's for certain. But you guys are awesome. Much love. I'll probably just keep my profile logged in here, just lock the computer up, and so that way my presence is still in the space, the numbers wise. And yes, I'll be back on a little bit later. Bowling alley closes like an hour and a half, and I have to go compete and do some things. So
Oh, dude, cool. Hey,
Good
no,
luck.
we'll keep on asking questions to your profile, and we'll be insulted when you don't answer back.
if it starts reacting, definitely be questioning that, because that won't be me.
It's like, yo, somebody broke into his house.
All right, guys. I love you all. I will see you all very soon.
Love you, my
I'll
man.
see
Take
ya.
care.
But if you any of you guys want to talk about like how your Halloween experiences were yesterday, you guys are more than welcome. Because I know I saw like Farmer, like you took your daughter out and stuff, and like those are always memories. Like for me, when I was a kid, I'll just tell this quick story. You know how like in kindergarten, pre-K and stuff, they always ask you like questions like, oh, like what do you do at Halloween and stuff. I was like real little at the time, and my dad, when we were all trick-or-treating, we didn't want to like go all the way back home to go to the bathroom, so we were just peeing on trees. And in class, I wrote on one of the things, one of my favorite things to do was to piss on trees during Halloween. And like they sent it home. My parents thought it was hilarious. Like it's still hung up in the house anytime Halloween comes around. So it's super funny.
Did you piss on a tree this year?
I'm gonna be honest. You probably saw me in a bush when I didn't really go out for Halloween, but I went out like the weekend of, dressed up, went out to the bars with some of my friends. I'm gonna be completely honest. Don't even know if I made it home that night, but it had to be a good night, you know.
A few
I'm
trees
gonna
got
make it
pissed
a
on.
tradition. I'm gonna make it a tradition before we get back home from trick or treating and say, "Hey, did you pee on the tree?"
Yeah. I piss on a tree just about every day. I'm going to be quite honest. I'm sure I checked it.
Oh, I pissed on a tree once or twice, but like I had like a girl teacher and like she thought it was hilarious. So
Is this the new meta? Is this a touch grass and piss on a tree?
you see piss on a tree in our Zoot mean machine tomorrow.
I mean, you have to touch grass in order to piss on a tree. So it's like, if the mission is to, in fact, piss on the tree, you're touching the grass, bro. It's like a logical way to get people to actually touch grass. Little mind fucks, you know. But yeah, dude, that was the first time I took my daughter out for trick or treating. It was pretty fun.
Can I tell you a secret? Or it's not really a secret, but can I tell you guys something funny?
Yeah.
All right. So, I grew up in Spain, right? And over in Spain, there was no such thing as trick or treating as I was growing up.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Was there anything like that?
No. I mean, sure, if you went to the American bases and stuff like that, and you were maybe I went to the American school too, right? But that was more as a teenager, and so I didn't really realize that there was that many American people living in Spain that would maybe practice trick or treating in the suburbs outside of Madrid. But what it is like inside Madrid and Spain in general, that was not really practiced, right? So my first trick or treating experience was yesterday.
Oh shit! How was it? Did you
It was
go
great.
like?
We just took the babies around the neighborhood, and just
Oh,
had
nice.
a nice little blast. It was fun.
Shit, that had to be like so weird, man. Your first time ever, like I couldn't imagine that. Like,
No, it was. I mean, I of course I've got the exposure from the movies and all this stuff, and like Strange, whatever, all these freaking TV shows, right? The Americana. So it's never been alien to me. Like I've come over to the United States every summer when I was a kid, and so that's the American exposure I had. So I never really was around for like October or something like that, or November, because I was in school, and so I never got to do it. But I guess now with the kid over here, we got to do it last night. She's not gonna remember, but I'm gonna remember.
she's gonna like absolutely love that. Like over the years, though, like sooner or later, like next year, a couple of years down the line, she's gonna be like loving those days. But did you guys like have anything like like kind of similar to Halloween at all? Like I know there's like the bull races and stuff, or I forget what that thing's called, but when they have that bull and everyone's running past, I think that thing is like so cool to watch, but
The
it's
running
so
of the bulls.
dangerous.
Literally
Yeah,
called the running of the bulls.
Is it? Is it? That shit is so cool to me.
Yeah, no, we're pretty crazy in Spain, man. We are very like there's a lot of tradition kept over there, and so it's because of that in particular, the thing is that when you don't keep tradition, up until recently, you were like kind of not casted out, but you were just looked at like weird, you know, like who's this? Who's this? Like a tourist, you know, kind of thing. So it's just traditional things are very ingrained because well, I don't know, maybe because of quality as well. You know, we have fantastic food in Spain, and I really, one of the things I can't wait for every time I go over there and visit is stuffing myself with all the meats and legumes, like all the veggies that Spain offers in their dishes. With like all those combined plates are just they're fucking amazing, and you just sit down and you have a first dish and a second dish. So you have, you know, you don't have your mixed super salad. And
Have you ever seen the comparison of the school lunches in the U.S. compared to the school lunches in like Spain?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's insane. So I know what you're talking about. Like I feel like the food is kind of more fresh there. It's not processed the way it is here.
Yeah, there was a funny meme the other day I was watching. It's this German tourist in the United States, right? He's hanging out with his friend, and they're in his friend's place in the living room, and they're like, "Oh, Coca-Cola! Yeah, I love Coca-Cola." I was like, "Here, have one." And he cracks it open. And he's like, "Oh, what is this? This is so weird. Why does it say so chemical?" And he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
that's
because it's not the pure sugar or whatever.
exactly." He's like, "Oh, that's the
yeah.
Fucking, what is it called? The glucose, right? It's the glucose syrup, the friggin' corn syrup or modified starch syrup. You know, it's all these different things." And he's like, "Wow, it tastes so chemical. I do not understand. This is not real Coca-Cola." He's like, "Oh, okay, here, have this one." He's like, gives him the half liter to liter bottle.
The bottle.
Of
right?
Mexican Coke,
yes.
right? And he's like, "Oh, this is Coca-Cola. That is really good." It's like, why does this taste so good? It's like, "Oh, because that's a premium Coca-Cola. It's made with real cane sugar." It's like, "What? Why is this premium?" It's like you're putting so much work and effort into making this sugar replacement, and yet you're selling it as if it were the non-premium one, you know? And the sugar, the cane that just grows out of the ground, you're saying, "Oh, this one's the premium one because it's the natural one." Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh man. So I like, yeah, seafood, for example, in the north of Spain, and it comes in from the Atlantic, right? And in the south tip of Spain, next to Portugal, also from the Atlantic. But we also have all the seafood from the Mediterranean, right? So it's very, I don't know. It's just like the center, Madrid, the city, in the very center of Spain. Which, if you think about Texas, like if you think smack in the center of Texas, right? That's where the capital of Texas would be, or something like that. That's where Madrid is in Spain, right? And obviously, that's not where the capital of Texas is in Texas whatsoever, right? But in Spain, it's smack in the middle, and so they call it the port of Madrid because it doesn't take too long to carry that seafood from the sides of the country to the center. You know, it's pretty fast, and it gets to enjoy. You get to have food from both coasts. You know, right there in the middle of Madrid. So they call it the port.
So if I've never been to Spain, right, is like Madrid where you would tell me to go?
If you've never been to Spain, Madrid for sure. But it's a big city. Well, it's not a super big city.
I want to catch a soccer game like down there too,
no,
because like soccer is completely different down there than it is here.
Oh yeah, you go to the Real Madrid Stadium or the Vicente Calderon Stadium for the Atlético de Madrid, the Madrid athletic team. And so it's gonna be insane. And we have a third team called the Vallecano Lightning, the Rayo Vallecano, the Vallecano Lightning, and those guys, they always have like a little B on their shirt, but they're also in pretty high standards in the whole leagues, in the leagues. Sorry, I just forgot the word.
Well, I mean, they used to have Messi.
Hey, oh my God, let's not get messy right now. Hello?
Hey, we got him now.
All right. Yeah, no, hang on a second. I don't know what I did. I think I clicked on notice. Am I still here? Did I get rugged? Hello?
No, we can still hear you.
All right. Okay. Well, let me tell you something. My dad, growing up, used to watch so much soccer that I grew up not loving soccer as much as you would think I would love. Because the average Spaniard
That
loves soccer.
no, that's reasonable. Like I've grown up playing soccer and hockey my whole life, so like I love soccer. But like on my bucket list, what's always been is to like either go to like a legitimate like Spain game or to a World Cup. And obviously the World Cup's coming to the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, and the next one I think it's in like a couple of years. So I definitely am gonna get tickets to go see that, and it'll be even cooler because I might be able to even see USA play here. But like I just hear the atmospheres at like all those Spain things are like everyone's on their feet the whole time. No one's ever sitting down. It's just like a once in a lifetime experience that I hear you gotta at least try.
No, yeah.
All the
With
songs.
time, I've been growing more fond of it, especially the World Cup, and I watched it in Colombia last time, and in when Spain won the World Cup, that shit was crazy. I was living in Spain at the time either, but I was visiting, and Spain was just not ready for that shit. But with time, I've grown to love it a lot more. I don't follow any players or anything, but if somebody says, "Hey, I got tickets to go to this place," and it turns out to be the stadium down the street or the other stadium, I'm like, "Fuck, let's go right now, dude," because it's that fucking environment is fucking unique. It's so unique, and I've been to like baseball games and NFL games here in the States, and they're each unique in their own way. You know, you got your seventh inning, you got the whole cheerleading thing and the whole band thing that does not usually occur in Spain, you know, and so like you got your that whole that fucking the football thing. You have one side of the entire stadium just going so insanely nuts, just like you can't hear shit. You can't hear shit. They're so stupidly loud that you can pull out a decibel meter and like you're like, dude, these are deafening levels of sound. You know?
That's what I hear. Yeah, that's why I want to go so bad.
Yeah, dude, no, outstanding. I went to the Real Madrid stadium, the Santiago Bernabeu, for a beneficial match, like a anti-drug match, and so they had like 3 matches in a row. That was a fucking that was the best day ever, dude. Just
Probably.
so much shit going on. That was
Is
the
it
time
like
when that one goalie that one goalie that did the scorpion stop, that stopped the ball with the back of his legs as he jumped up
Oh
over
yeah,
his
yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
That was the goalie that I was watching, man, and he just
You watch that shit live?
fuck,
Holy
man. I didn't watch
shit,
that.
dude.
I didn't watch that particular moment live, but I saw him pull stunts that were insane live right in front of me, like that were on par, man. It was fucking unbelievable. And the thing is, because it was just like a anti-drug match, it was not like televised or anything big or anything like that. It was a friendly set of matches, but they went hard, man. It was a lot of fun.
I thought you were about to say the Scott Sterling. Have you ever seen those videos? He's like, Scott Sterling. He's like making all the saves with like his face and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Scott Sterling videos, but that hits home because that reminds me of me.
No, there's like I don't know like how this like guy came about, but like all of a sudden there's like they put like this guy and he just like kept getting hit in the face, and like, but here comes Scott Sterling, and they'll like put him on a chair, and while he's sitting on the chair, he gets blasted in the face,
Oh my!
and he's
Of
the best
course.
goalie.
Of
It's
course.
hilarious.
Of course. It's like Leroy Jenkins kind of situation here. But a
Yeah,
positive
but
one where he actually stops the thing from happening, not like destroys everything from occurring.
yeah, dude, but like seriously, going down there and visiting in Spain is definitely on my bucket list. There and Italy are like my 2 places that I really want to go and visit.
Well, hey, if you're ever in when you do go to Spain, dude, don't hesitate to let me know, eh? I gotta make
I'm
sure.
asking you because you know how like everyone like is always like, hey, you got to go here. This is like the spot to go. But those are always like what the people say. The locals always know the best spots. So before I go, I'm definitely asking you.
Word, no, yeah, no, I don't let it slide, man. I'm here for you. Okay, I think I got my reference for this vest. I think I'm gonna start throwing it in Adobe Animate so that we can start solidifying it. But Ollie sent me some samples from some directors that are like iconic directors. And so I think that we can tackle this. Maybe give it some like passes, some a like I've got it right now on screen. I think this zoom in, the scope right here, the filming scope. That's for viewfinding. It's a viewfinder so that you know what you need to use. You know to shoot. There's so many different tools for shooting, dude. I have so much gear that I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be leaving it behind here in the United States, and I gotta give it to some friends or something like that, or I gotta give it to the z00tz crew. That'd be fucking cool. But it's just a bunch of like broadcasting equipment, you know. And so that needs to get some use. Maybe we can start z00tz Radio, the hardware for it with that, you know, send it somewhere. But like I've got so many. You don't even understand how many years I've exercised as a VJ before COVID hit, and like I have so many capture cards and so many video cards and so many. I've got 2 turnkey systems.
Have you ever thought about like trying to sell any of them? Or?
No, that's the thing is I don't sell it. I try to hold on to them for work because depending on the job, I have to use something different. So I have all these. I have so much copper stored just in cables, you know, and I have so many of these converters that convert the digital signal into an analog signal, but still holds that quality. And so I need to send digital signals over copper, and then convert them back to a digital signal and shit like that. It's so like I have hundreds of like DVI to SDI converters, capture cards that capture SDI, capture cards that capture VGA or composite, capture cards that capture HDMI, that rip the HDMI so it doesn't have the copy protection. I got splitters that I needed back when that
Jesus.
all these splitters, they you can plug in the splitter, and that splitter, because it was from some from time before they had some standard, it will rip the copy protection. So from that splitter, I can take that PlayStation signal and use it on my visuals that I'm doing in some music festival. So while I'm doing visuals on like this controller on the side or whatever on the keyboard, or I just have something on a loop, I can overlay the video game that I'm playing, and I just play a video game while I'm doing visuals, and so I get paid to do nothing.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was this hobby that I said I need to take this to the next level, and so instead of doing filmmaking at the end with all the 3D knowledge that I had, I ended up doing that, and I kind of feel like I missed a few opportunities in certain degrees, but in other degrees I feel like I got to experiment and do that lab work that I wanted to do and expose myself to the art culture, and also the freaking Hollywood scene, because that's where I was doing all my visuals, and it's not the Hollywood movie scene and all the celebrities. No. I'm talking about the people that live in Hollywood, that party in Hollywood, that where the street. Like I used to live in West Hollywood, and the actual Hollywood street was like, let's say less than half a mile from my house, walking around the block. So it literally, if there was no blocks, it would be like 100 feet. Okay, so so it's like I came out here to like for an internship and doing what was it now, a music video for Beyonce or for Britney Spears in this one company called Scully Effects. And from there, I just, the more I went out into the music scene, the more I experienced that I could generate all these experiences live instead of having to sit down and render them in 3D. Now everything you can do it in Unreal, so I can actually mix everything even better. But back then, that's what I did. I used to carry a laptop that had only one video output, and I had this thing called a triple head to go that would convert that video output into 3. And I used to plug in 3 projectors, and I would used to carry that all around Hollywood. And I was one of the first video mappers here in Hollywood.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. I had no idea about like any of that.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. I just said nobody's doing this shit, and so.
Dude, you have such a like interesting I don't know, like bring up in my opinion, because like all this, and then you did the z00tz art. You're like, I'm not really an artist in this regard, but you fucking pulled it off, and they look stellar. So like, dude, your whole story is fucking incredible, from Spain all the way over here working in music videos with like Beyonce and shit. Like that's actually like fucking incredible, dude. Like seriously, congrats. It's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's I can't really talk about what I did because there's NDAs, right? So I can't be like this famous artist that worked on this music video and said, "Hey, I did this and I did that." Oh no, I gotta.
Yeah, it's okay. You can tell us that you did the 3D model for Kanye's graduation. You made the bear. No, I'm just kidding.
It was some odd jobs, man. Let's just say that
You
some
got to
things
meet
needed to
some
change.
interesting people though.
Yeah, no, I
Like
got to meet.
Hollywood's people are kind of crazy.
They
I've met a
are.
couple.
They are, dude. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. You say you met a couple what?
I met a couple Hollywood actors when I went to GutterCon, Gutter Cats convention out in Vegas, and I met a couple of people down there that were in it, and like one of them was telling me some stories, and they were just insane.
I have a very hard time believing how these people like keep their minds together, dude. Because like so much, there's this intention, right, of being a good person, and then there's also this whole side to things that they really don't know how to be socially or but they want to have this super standard, like they want to be a good person, but they want to hold this standard of snoopiness, of snobbiness or stuff like that, and it kind of you see it backfire a lot, and so there's a lot of constant drama and constant argument, almost like the like they I don't know how to say it, but like how when you are growing up and sometimes you think that what you watch on TV is really how people behave in that
How it
environment,
is
right?
in real life.
And
Yeah.
so when a lot of that leaks
Even
over,
video
and
games.
yeah, it like a lot of that leaks over, and it almost feels like a lot of people feel that that's how things are, and so if there's a disagreement, instead of a listening or a more critical thinking, there's a lot of straight up reaction. It's almost like Twitter. Yeah. Oh my god, I can go on for hours, dude. But in all kindness, it's a very crazy environment, but it's definitely a creator's environment. You know.
You gotta be on some drugs to get thinking creative.
Oh my god, they flow like water out here, man. It's nuts. Like when I was growing up,
You just start seeing Quaaludes back around again.
when I was in growing up, like the most you could find in Spain was like hash, in my environment. Of course, you could find like cocaine. If you went out to like Ibiza or something like that, you could find harder drugs and shit like that. But in the mainland, like most you could find is cocaine and weed, right? And so really, my first experience with psychedelics and when I came to the United States was like at the age of 24, man. So I really was not exposed to a lot of that culture until like a little way too late. But hey, being part of the nightlife and having been a performer for most of my life, it was kind of like it went hand in hand. So it's like I don't know what I've done all my life, kind of thing. But I had been
Yeah.
smoking, I had been smoking weed for ages, so it was like just the next thing.
I have friends that like microdose shrooms and they like go to classes and stuff, and they tell me that like doing that makes them focus and like actually pay attention in class and like work and stuff.
Hey, to each his own, right? That's crazy, dude. Like I've what they call elevated working. The elevated work environment where you enter work elevated and you try to like not let people notice that you're
I'm feeling extra motivated today.
Extra
Your pupils are just like the size of fucking cookies, dude.
Wait, are you doing all right? Like, I'm doing fucking fantastic.
The first time I ever like did like shrooms, I tweaked, dude. I tweaked. So like I was thinking like what my friend was telling me that I was like I just could never imagine if I was having like a bad experience and I was just going into class like what would I be doing?
I have fear of like doing accidentally saying something accidentally that just fits like it feels like it fits, and then like kind of like a collective me being like, oh shit, now everybody knows I'm high as fuck or something like that. Just imagine them all turning at the same time. It's like, you're obviously high as shit. Get the fuck out of the class.
Oh, dude, I recently, I will say, I've been a little proud of myself. I used to like smoke a lot, but recently, I don't know, like I had like a weird experience, so I've actually been like not smoking as much, only before I go to bed, because like I can't sleep without it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's how bad of a stoner I was. But I will say, like, I was like, there's no way. Like, when I was smoking all the time, I was like, there's no way my teachers would be able to tell that I'm like baked as fuck before I go into this class. And I'm like sitting in class today, and I'm like, holy shit, my teachers definitely knew I was just fucking primed when I came to class, hoodie up, eyes small as shit, just like sitting in the back of class on my computer reading Discord.
We're the ones here for you, man, for when you're zooted. Like, pay attention to us. Don't let her see you that you're high.
and then you're like, wow, ChatGPT does everything for me. That's me in the back of the class.
Dude, I'm very lucky. I had the teacher that actually told me to come over to LA to work. He's like, yeah, you should go over to LA and get some work and smoke some weed. And this was before weed was legal and anything, so it just like struck, But that same lab class is like just this room full of computers, all animators in the same room, like just in different aisles, and it's just like, all of us like going hard in animation, And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, man, I feel like I need a burp, And so I just, the typical thing, you're all students just like burp, 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 It's like a room of animators all burping and farting, right? Sure, whatever. Good thing it's air conditioning. It was a school after all. But man, all of a sudden I'm just like, I really need a burp, and I let it out, and I see this plume of smoke come out of my mouth, and I'm like,
no way,
looking around like, what? And I just start like waving my arms back and forth, fucking fast as shit. They're like, no way, dude. And so like I was just like, I was so overworked at that school at Full Sail. I was so overworked, just sleeping 3 hours a night, that I would just literally hit the biggest bong rips I could. And this was before dabs or anything. This is dabs were not a thing. They were not invented. So I just take the biggest possible fucking bong rips, maybe 2 or 3, I don't know. But like I would hurt my lung if I was not careful, right? So I'm like gonna hurt my alveoli, and so I guess some of it would make its way into the stomach cavity, and I would, it would just stay there and hold, and it would not like get absorbed by the lungs, so it wouldn't lose its color. It was just the smoke still had that haze smoke color, it was still white. It hadn't just like all dissolved.
No fucking way.
So
Did your teacher or anyone else notice?
Dude, I just it happened like 2 or 3 times where it felt like I have a burp coming in, and then all of a sudden the plume, dude, I'm like, not again.
And now you're prepared for it. You're like hanging your head under the desk because you know it's coming.
You put it inside the hoodie, with the mouth
right.
kind of shit.
Like, hijack was vaping before vaping was real.
Like, look at this motherfucker. Oh man, dude, I'm telling you that was so scary. Like, I felt like I would get like expelled or something from the institution just for fucking doing that, dude. Oh my god, the fear. But hey, everybody's an artist. Even the teachers were artists. So it's like if you walked out of the room to take a break after, because each lab was like 4 hours long, so if you walked out and took a break, maybe there was a teacher out there, and maybe you just like start talking about like, yeah, I used to do this and I used to do that, and yeah, that's cool, I used to go to this festival, go to that festival, smoke this, yeah, that's cool, the fucking teachers, dude. That's a good school. If you guys ever feel like that art bug hits you and you're ready to take on art as a living, but like where you're head over heels going to be an artist, I really
they probably have like all the connections and shit there too, right?
Oh yeah, no,
like all those art connections.
Say, hey, I kind of need this kind of thing. I feel like I could definitely benefit myself if I found this kind of like thing. Oh, this guy sells it. Oh, cool. And he's like another student in another class, but he provides it for the entire school, kind of thing. in the for
Oh,
the
dude,
teachers,
that's
dude.
sick.
I remember it was we used to was it what was his name? The Magic Man, dude. He's like just call me the Magic Man. He's another student from like another department in the school. Like maybe he's not studying animation, maybe he's studying music production or something like that, you know. But just he's like, call me the Magic Man, and so that's where we got our eights from, the Magic Man. Every fucking person in the school.
I feel like there's always some like dude like that at every school. He's just
Oh,
fucking
and
Kingsbury.
baked too, baked. You know, our baked. We went to school over there together in Full Sail, and he'll remember the Magic Man. He also remember all the shit that we did. Shit. I shouldn't say too much in case there's FBI agents listening.
FBI, open up!
We know what you did that one summer with this
Puffing
one
clouds in
docs
class.
dev that you know. Hey, speaking of which, I really should put up a picture of myself and my daughter as well from Halloween, like Farmer did. I was so tired last night. All the pictures.
Did you
were
get
so
candy, by the way?
Yeah.
On
So
the-
I've never tried an Airheads, and somebody dropped us an Airheads.
Oh my god, no way! You've
And
never
so I
had an
tried-
Airhead, dude?
I tried my first Airheads. It was an orange flavor.
How
Airheads.
was it?
It was like pretty dank.
Yeah. I just hate the after feeling on your teeth, but
Dude,
that shit is good.
Back in the day, they came out with the watermelon. I'm talking 20
Mystery flavor.
over 20 years ago. They debuted their watermelon flavor, and it had little black seeds on it made of taffy. And bro, I was like 14 years old or something. I'm like, this is the dopest candy ever, dude. Like these
Probably
little
terrible
watermelon
for you.
seeds. Oh, it's so bad. It's like the worst thing you can eat. But God, I got some too. But just so you know, Hijack, if you didn't have a daughter and you're a full-grown man going out trick-or-treating, you look fucking weird. So always take your daughter with you.
That's why I asked him that. That's why I asked who he was with. I was hoping it wasn't like too weird.
Yeah, no, here I am at 39 celebrating my first Halloween trick or treating.
But
You're like
to be
going
honest-
up to the doors. It's my first
My wife and I went out 2 years ago, and I dressed up as a farmer. Like last night. The funny thing is, it's
I'm gonna throw
literally
something at you.
it's just my clothing. But yeah, go ahead. What?
I'm gonna throw something at you for dressing up as a farmer.
Yeah, right. Dude, people would come up to me and be like, "Hey, farmer," and I'm like, "Hi," but like that's like my online name, so it was just weird.
That's what we all call you by, yeah.
And I'm literally just wearing my regular clothes and the straw hat I wear in the pasture, and people are like, "Hey, farmer," and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" But we went 2 years ago before we had our baby, or 3 years ago, and I have like this latex mask that looks like you got like all cut up, and I was the dead farmer, and I carried around an egg basket with crushed up Oreos and worms in it, and I was handing out like dirt and worms as this, like, I'm the dead chicken farmer. I walked through, and people were still giving me candy as a full-grown man, and I'm like, this is the greatest fucking shit ever. Like, hell yeah, dude. What the fucking candy, dude?
Hey man, there's all sorts of kids that have very developed facial hair. just putting it out there.
I had a goatee at what, 13?
You see what I'm talking about? Okay. I'm gonna shut up now. I feel like
Get used to the name Farmer though, Farmer, because I'm telling you, I've gone to like NFT events, and I'll like tell all my friends that I'll stay in Airbnbs with the same people. I'll be like, dude, like please just call me Joe by my regular name. Like we've stayed together forever, and they all still call me House. They're like, yo, House.
yo house.
I prefer it. Like, if we have meetups, don't call me Jake, right? My name's Jake. Call me Farmer. Like,
From State Farm.
no, dude, please. Oh my God, you're getting it. When I see you're fucking getting it, bro.
You see what you started?
We were on good terms until literally 30 seconds ago.
Now the fire is running.
You son of a bitch.
I can hear it in his voice.
I dealt with that shit for years, dude. Literally, you're just like, please die. Just die. Yeah, my name's Jake.
we still do the Mike guy from Hump Day. We're like, oh Mike, you know what I'm talking about? The camel and We do it to the mic guy in the office all the time, and he gets so pissed.
Which one is that from the mic from what camel? What?
The hump day, where he's like, Mike, what day is it, Mike, what day is it?
Oh,
Every Wednesday we do it to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, like to this day, the friggin' Wednesday, every Wednesday.
Hump day. Today's Wednesday. Hump day.
Did you do it today? And that's the question.
I didn't go into work today because I had 3 exams this week, so I took a break this week.
Hey, I got a question. What do you study, by the way?
Risk management, marketing, and finance.
Right, and that's why you're running the whole what is it now? The what's the network channel? The crypto club, right? Or the stonks club. That's you.
Yeah, I was for a while, but I've been busy. But that ARDX stock that I put in there is up like 20%. Like, you really should be happy in there.
No, yeah, this
That's
is good
Warren
shit,
Buffett
dude.
nuggets. Yeah. Well, I learned from this guy. His name's Mailman. It's essentially I met him through like kind of a group like this, and he's like this 70-year-old dude. He's been through like everything, and he's taught me all this stuff and just how to like read it all, and like I couldn't be more thankful for him. So like I like to try and spread that because like I'm a motivated kid, and like I don't know, like the kids here, I help like all the kids invest here, and like there's kids that have come up to me like crying, and they're like, dude, like thank you so much, you paid for like my tuition, or you paid for my car, which I think is awesome. So I just try and do it for everyone.
That's sick, dude. No, I need to pay closer attention because I'm as much as we've just been talking about. I've been not paying enough attention to that, dude, and like you need to start doing it again. Jump in.
I will. Me and my buddy, we like literally sit on phone calls. I have Bloomberg Terminal here at school, which is literally usually like 40,000 a year.
Word.
Or 40,000 a month.
Oh
and what I get with that is I'm able to see like script numbers of like up and coming drugs. So usually we play a lot of those, and then I also am able to see like how the whole just everything in the whole world is, like housing market, the whole 9 yards.
So that's, gosh, dude, that's such an invaluable tool. I guess being able to access that tool, you get to make that DOS that then you can fund yourself with to be able to afford that software outside of
I don't even pay for it. I just
no, but I'm saying outside of school, if you wanted to use that software outside of school, right?
Oh, you want to know how I figured out how to just put it on my computer. And I can just use it anywhere.
What a Chad, dude. What a Chad.
Your space is recorded, by the way?
The space is recorded.
I don't know.
And it's also on YouTube because I'm streaming it. And it's going to be...
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I figured it out, but it's fine. Don't worry, I'll delete it. For you, I'll delete anything, my man.
No, it's fine. But usually what I play in the stock market, like a lot of, so there'll be like something that I think is most important in the life is pharmaceutical, like drugs and stuff. We kind of saw it with COVID and how like everything kind of changed with COVID. So what we kind of play is like, we'll look at Bloomberg, we'll be like, hey, like these script numbers are starting to fly and they have an FDA approval coming up. So we'll ride like run-ups for those because people will anticipate the FDA approval, but we'll sell right before then because like if it doesn't get approved, it's going down like 60%. But you can ride the run-up and it's like a free 10, 20% every time.
That's, dude, okay, all right. Because
buy the rumor, sell the news, boys.
Buy the rumor, sell the news.
Exactly.
Buy the rumor, sell the news. Make sure write that down, everybody.
Yeah, that's important. It's everything. Literally like even
the winners that make the stories, man. It's the winners that make the stories.
Even the zoots reflect that, right? So like when you first announced some of the coming soon traits, you saw those go from like 0.06 to 0.2, right?
Yes, that's exactly how I viewed those at the time.
I mean, it's just how it is. It's human emotion. Markets are a reflection of human emotion. Period.
And I wish I could draw all day to produce that kind of, change. But like, I burnt like I was so pissed off at when we got rugged that I've burnt myself pretty thin all the way up till now, dude. But you know me. I'm still want to fight the good fight all the way, every day. I just wish I could draw more. I'm just
I wish I could do more.
Dude, you have to do what these guys on YouTube are doing, where they draw with both hands and feet and shit. And they're drawing 4 images, not at the same time, but like draw them simultaneously.
Yeah, like that Jazza dude. Like, he's fucking good. I love art creation, right? And people getting creative. It's just there's a lot. You guys will agree with me. People are doing a lot of crazy shit just for those views, right?
Oh hell yeah!
And so
I mean, what I'm saying, Jack, is I'm just hearing excuses because you're only drawing with one hand. Okay.
I see. It doesn't matter.
I can't even draw with one hand.
I'm not even showing my ugly face on the stream. What I'm showing is the tablet, with my hand going all over the tablet, so people can see the hand is actually fucking doing something, right?
Yeah. No, I like that addition.
Actually, I should have both hands, each with a different pen on it, and then have. If you're looking at the stream right now, you're gonna see what this is. This is what I should be doing.
I like the new hand thing that you added
in there.
There's my
foot, and show there. I put the pen on the foot, and I should be doing something like this, where I have two hands and the fucking foot, and and yeah. Okay, so now everybody's seen my dog's foot. I hope you guys are happy.
Got it. I'm going back to YouTube screenshot that shit.
It's like, clip that shit. Clip it. Clip the foot. Like, hey, is this right? Hey, he said freedom of speech, not freedom of feet.
That's right. Well, it's just still expressing yourself, right?
Your Twitter account is banned.
What amazes me the most about like when I'm watching you, Hijack, is like you'll literally make something in like 10 seconds where like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this, like if I'm doing this would take me like 2 hours, and you just whip it up in like 10 seconds, and I'm like, at least I know art's not my passion.
No, but
dude, shading takes fucking forever.
That shading? Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, like I'll be watching you on the stream, and I'll go get some shit done, and I'll like come back like 2 hours later, and you're still shading. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? That's just the shading.
Yeah, it's so. The thing is, like, the base is very easy to lay out, like with these green lines, and then the next thing that I got to do is I got to make sure that the turn these green lines into black lines and the fill, and shit like that. But I don't do it the traditional way where I just grab these lines and turn them black and thicken them, right? Because it produces different effects, and I don't have as much control. So I just duplicate these lines and shift them a little bit to fill in the black in between, right? And then I fill in the colors and stuff like that. But it's still very flat. And over the months, I've been developing this method of shading that is very effective, and it's very easy. And it's just you overlay one layer and you multiply another layer, and the overlay produces the lighting, and the multiply produces the shading.
Yeah, dude, I found that out in when I was fucking around with that project I showed you that I drew.
Right. Just
like messing around on Procreate, I'm like, well, wait a second. If I make them a little bit more opaque, you can shade that way.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like there's different ways to shade. There's different ways to achieve the same thing, is what I'm trying to say. And if you just do that, you just make the same image and you make it a little bit more opaque, or you make it a little bit more you shift the color a little bit, and then you cut those pieces out. You can literally use the same thing just to shade, because you're saving the edges,
See if you can echo this sentiment too. It actually makes it easier to go back and fix mistakes that way. Because when I was shading with like a transparent gray, if I would fuck up that shading, it was much harder to edit it. Mm-hmm. Other than layering them the shade, I found it to be actually easier to go back in.
Yes. If you see those names, like it says multiply, overlay, and all that stuff, those are called operators. But what we are doing, not only are we photo manipulating, but what you're doing right there is also called compositing. And so you start beginning you a lot more than just using the result that layer produces on its own. You start producing results by using the layers as if they were math. you know. And so it turns it gives a more realistic feel, or it gives a more depth, you know. And the shading that I was doing the other day, for that breastplate, for those chains, especially the chains, it's just those required a lot of attention to detail. Let's say that the easy part was the chains themselves. The hard part was the shading. The
Like
easy,
half a day.
yeah,
Like it
no,
was literally doing it half a day.
the chains I can just draw a line and make that chain, and it'll be a basic chain that's got flat colors, green and yellow, and I use that as indicators. But the thing is, that line I need to later on come back to it and turn it into a fill. And what I'm trying to say with that is that I can no longer treat it and adjust the chain's length and stuff like that as if it were tied to the length of the line. It will become a bunch of different edges, each one behaving as its own individual line. So it becomes like an
Right.
entire
If you move
object.
the chain, you just have blobs.
Yeah, exactly. And so I need to go in there, and it's not perfect, even though I designed the line out of pieces. Those pieces, when I curve that line, start to get jagged edges and stuff like that. So I need to go in there and fix it. And so the easy part is always laying down the base. The like I was saying, the green lines, the black fills to turn them into black edges, the main color. That's always the easy part. Even the chains, you know. The shading, I have to go back. Everything that I've done, I have to go back and go over it again with shading. And not only that, but I gotta make sure that it makes sense, that it doesn't look like a block, and if it does look like a block, to add more shading to give it that flow, you know. And so it's very tricky. And that chain has a lot of links on it, so I had to go to each individual link. And if I would have done it a different
Those
way,
chains, plural. Thank you.
yes, sir. Damn
Which
it,
I
damn
love the
chains.
fact, like, dude, because the hip hop has a chain,
Hmm.
and I love the chain. Like, hip hop's not one of my more favorite traits. You know what I mean? We all vibe differently, but I'm like, dude, that chain is fucking dope. And when I saw you put the chains on CS7, bro, diamond dicked instantly.
Damn on that. I feel you, my man. It's the it was hard developing them. It was hard making them work because I couldn't figure out like a good chain design, and I didn't know how to like maintain that Cuban chain design with the cut metal. And so I got tricky, and I'll show it on screen right now if you guys want. Let me go to that
You know
link.
what I was noticing too when I was looking at them was like,
Simple.
this was probably a difficult thing for you to do too, is get that transition from one shoulder to the next, because that link's going to lay down over itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have that flat link that's sitting basically on the center of the breast that goes up to the next shoulder. I was like, dude, like, I would have never been able to do that. It would look like garbage,
Yeah,
dude. Like a chain link fence.
it's all layering and look, and there's a lot of errors, okay, that I personally see. And there's got to be a threshold where I let go of those errors, or the piece will never be finished, right? And so like it's got to be a way where you curve these chains so that even though it looks like maybe one link is a bit deformed, that it isn't deformed too much to make it non-believable, right? So
Well, yeah.
it's got to be believable at the end of the day.
No, I know you know which one I was looking at too, but
Yeah.
like, it was a necessity.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. It was a necessity to develop it that way. And once, if you see right now on screen, I got the pieces. Uh, After this development and making these pieces to make that application, so that I could do this right now. So let me go ahead and give you an example. Let's make it nice and big so it doesn't crash the computer. And let's get the chain link right there. That one right there. So all this on screen right now was needed. All these pieces were needed to develop that. And so that now with a single stroke, I get to draw a line that's a chain, and I can fold it and bend it and stuff like that. But with that development, now you see it's got the green and yellow. Those are just indicators, so that then I can come in and change stuff, right? And so that's where you get the results, like the Cuban link on the hip hop jacket. And
Right?
so
Yeah. So the green would be the flat part of the cut.
exactly, the green part would be the flat part of the chain, and so that one would have a different set of gradients and shading than the main part to give it that cut effect, right? But all this effort goes to waste in the rest of the project if it's only used in one trait, right? So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to bring this chain back and apply it to the breastplate.
Love it, dude.
Yeah,
I love it. It
and
looks
so
so good. It like adds weight. You know what I
it
mean? Like
adds a
it
lot of
adds
weight.
weight to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
and that's crucial, man. I think that's one of the things about all these traits is that they gotta feel when you look at them that you're wearing them, right? They gotta feel like the zoot is wearing them, like you're wearing them, like you could grab it off of the zoot and put it yourself. You know, like it's got to feel that way. It's got to have that weight. You know, and not only in the detail, it's got to be in the color. It's got to be in the depth. You know, and that's why the shading at the end takes that long. You know, and I gotta admit that with the breastplate, I changed my trajectory because it made it a little darker, that shading, than other shadings, and it really makes that chain pop a lot more.
I love it, dude. I love that you made the leather darker. I think that's the call. It
Yeah,
looks so good.
that was a very good recommendation, Farmer. Thank you. That's another example, guys. Farmer gave me that recommendation about darkening the leather, and then I tried to apply that color to the breastplate to make those curves bronze. And he even told me, no, you need to brighten that one up. And he said, you know what, that's right. And so I worked on it a little bit more, and now they actually do look like bronze. You know, so that leather and that bronze, I want everybody to understand that Farmer gave me some pointers for that, and those are the ones that I applied. It looks fucking dank.
Looks so
Dank
good,
man.
and the fact that like, you know, I don't feel any sort of way. Like I don't feel special because of my opinion influenced the trait, but the fact that it can is dope. I mean, I love that dude. Like, I'm in his streams literally as long as he's streaming, dude. Like, I'll even go to bed and I'll wake up and be like, "What's going on? Why is he still shading the fucking chain?" Yes, he is. Okay.
This motherfucker didn't go to bed. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, it's fun, man. I've learned some things watching you too. Not gonna lie.
No, I appreciate it. I was talking to Johnny the other day, and he said he downloaded Photoshop for the first time, and it kind of he started. The first thing he said is like, "How the fuck does this guy do anything?" Because he just couldn't. It's so hard to make sense of. But hey, that reminds me. You guys were talking about Canva and doing things in Canva. I don't know if you guys have tried Photopea. Have you guys heard about Photopea?
I'm about to look it up right now.
Okay, so if you are curious about Photoshop but you don't own Photoshop or an Adobe license or something like that, or you don't like download a trial, or you've already done your trial, whatever, you don't want to make a new email to make a new trial, Photopea
Pirating.
Photopea is a web app, okay, a web tool, and you can literally just type in the web address, and it will be a web version of Photoshop, straight up. Like it's identical to
It's
the
actually
old,
crazy. I'm on it right now.
yeah, it's like the old version of
Wow.
Photoshop right before a certain standard, you know. So it's like
What was it? Photo P.
Photopea.
It's
Like,
PEA.
yeah. And so I really recommend it so that you guys can actually expand your tool set. What the
Oh
hell
hell
is
yeah.
going on with these lines?
Well, I didn't
Oh,
know
I know what
too.
I'm
Like
doing.
you were saying, like if you draw on a tablet and then you export that file, it like automatically degrades
It
the
crunches it.
file.
It's really bothersome
It
because like
yes.
yeah, you got some artists that are delivering fantastic art. For example, Skeets the other day. It's exactly what Skeets and me were talking about the other day because he does fantastic artwork, and he can be working on Procreate, and Procreate is not the issue here. It's the processor, the mobile processor. No, it's not even that. Okay, because the new mobile processors are getting really good, especially the ones from Apple are the same ones that they're putting on the computers, right? But there's a standard. I think it's got to be some standard of on mobile processors, mobile processing that is not dependent on like Macs are not dependent on it, but the software does have to be built compliant to it, and so like you get these results where you render out something and it's just got jagged pixels all over the place, and you're not, but and you said, well, I rendered this out in 4K, why is this got jagged pixels all over the places? Like, well, because it renders it at a certain scale, at a certain definition, and at a certain pixel density. You know, like you know how like they have points per inch, right, for print. So how many do you have? You have 72 points per inch or 300 points per inch. And so if you have 300 points per inch, it's going to be a larger file, but it's going to be a sharper image once you print it, right? Well, this I think this takes kind of like the same approach where it just, you know, says, oh, this is the image you created and these are the combinations you created, but we're going to lower those points per inch and deliver this image. And to you, it's going to look fine on that screen, and it's going to look fine, you know, if you're have not stopped to truly pay attention. But it is a result, you know? It's like, okay, right, fine.
There's a way to convert it back to the true 4K.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Is there a way to like convert it back to what the image truly is? Like, because with DPI, you can convert it back into like a 300 DPI.
Right. You can tell it, hey, I want this, and it'll just like blow it up, stuff like that. And it'll be 400 DPI, but it's still the same image, right? I'm not.
No, yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. I actually interrupted you. Sorry.
No, it's just I'm not knowledgeable enough, but I did what I do notice is that the loss in quality, and in mobile platforms I notice it very vividly. For example, where we come from, right? We had YYC, you know, and they had fantastic images. You could tell that there was something a little wrong there, but the samples they had were fantastic images. These were source images from the first intention of what z00tz was going to be, right? And that's why all their art changed, you know. But you can tell that when the art changed and the artist changed, they changed to using mobile platform art instead of maybe a workstation art. You know, they changed an artist that was working off of the tablet, and they actually had artists working off tablets all the time. But like, I don't see in the results of their new project, I don't see that those files went from a tablet to a workstation and then got rendered. I see that all that got rendered straight out of the tablets. That's what I feel, right? And that's why you have z00tz and DGods with a lot of pixelation or very rough cuts, you know. And I also noticed that there's a limitation to how much you can zoom in while working on it, because you can tell that there's a what do you call it? There's a lot of lines drawn that seem to be very, very minute. The intention is to make like the most minor detail, and yet the lines are like they have thick finishes. They're not like super fine like the ones that I produce out of this software in Adobe Animate or something like that. They have a limitation to how big the file can be and how much you can zoom in. And for example, Procreate, I heard that it had like that limitation of 3,000 pixels by 3,000 pixels back in the day, from when z00tz was getting published. And DGOT, and that's why those file samples are 3,009 pixels by 3,009 pixels, maybe, or something like that, because they might have grabbed a lower quality image and upscaled it through AI just to be able to have a few extra pixels that the machine could not render out, or stuff like that. I personally think that they were not 3,000 pixels by 3,000 pixels originally. I think they were more like 1,000 or 1,500 pixels, and they got upscaled to 3,000, and that's why they look the way they do, you know.
It's sloppy.
Yeah, but I could be 100% wrong. Okay, this is all supposition and sleuthing that I've done on my part from enough exposure to that artwork for research purposes, you know. I can go on for hours, guys. You guys have to shut me up at some point. So please, somebody say something.
I honestly was just listening because there was a lot of like learning points in that, so I was just fucking listening.
Yeah,
Facts.
Yeah, it's there was, like I'm saying, so much exposure to that shit just to get these z00tz right, you know, that I learned a lot, and I could tell, you know, that it's just a lot of unhappiness. I mean, we've all seen it when they post
And when you
something
go on
crazy.
these rants too, it honestly just shows that you're passionate. Like, this shit fires me up, bro.
This motherfucker knows his shit. No, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I don't know.
In my personal opinion,
Yeah.
the one singular zoot that exemplifies the quality of your craftsmanship is my motherfucking cheetah fur Rasta robe 3D glasses, motherfucker.
Yeah,
That shit.
That's the
Oh,
cool one, dude. The
dude.
royal robe, Rasta hat, 3D glasses, and it's got a kazoo as well, right?
An unshaven or a shaven board kazoo with the 3D glasses, cheetah skin Rasta with electric blue
That is
background.
so
Dude, it's
ridiculous.
gorgeous, bro. Gorgeous.
That is so ridiculous. That is so much detail into a single image.
It's the only thing that's missing is a fucking earring. Like, I don't even. I think it's better without the earring. Like, it's so many colors. It's like looking at a color reel that's just like punching you straight in the dick, like every second. It's like, yeah, yeah, you like that.
Hang on a second. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. What'd you say?
I said, looking at that zoot is like a color wheel just punching you straight in the dick once every second. Like, you like it? You like it?
Well, you're gonna like it.
Like, you get used to it, and then you like it. No, it's just, it really is just gorgeous, man. And
Hey,
like,
It's Pants has a sick one too. He's got what? He got one of the unshaven kazoos that has the Admiral jacket. It looks like he just came from fucking war. It looks sick.
I'm gonna look at it. I need another Admiral jacket because I traded mine off for my black suit, and now it's like I need an Admiral jacket again. They're so good. I love them.
Yeah, I have, I think, one or two Admiral jackets.
Are you talking about the cream fur with the zooted eyes, with the unshaven?
Maybe it definitely is unshaven. I gotta look right now myself. Am I muted? Oh.
Because if that's the one, it's listed for 0.5 at the moment.
Yeah, he might be listing some of them right now because he did offer me he offered me a deal on his black
Actually,
suit.
that's the only Admiral Crow unshaven kazoo.
Yeah, I know. I told you that. It's fucking sick. He's trying to get out of the NFT space. But he told me
It's
that
not
he's
easy,
gonna,
man.
yeah, he told me
easy.
that he is gonna. I told him to keep some zoots because he's like one of my boys. Literally, I told him just to sell his. If he sells his black suit, he makes all of his money and plus some, and he gets to hold like I want to say it's like 5 to 10 still. So I think that's what he's gonna end
At the
up doing.
moment, there's only 4 in his wallet.
He's got 2 wallets.
Okay.
His nicer ones are in his ledger wallet. So if you look in that one, I'm sure his black suit's in there too. Is it?
No, his black suit's listed. If he has 2 black suits.
No, he did list the black suit. I know he did.
There's another black suit listed for 0.32.
Yeah,
like what?
I mean,
what?
You could snag a deal from him if you're looking for a black suit right now.
So my mission's a gold fur. So like, if I might have to get another black suit on the cheap to try to get up to a gold fur.
He'll probably sell you it for like 0.3, 0.2.
I need to get 0.3. I have 0.004 in my wallet right now, dude.
Yeah, he probably will take 0.25, 0.3. I think he bought it for 0.1.
Wow. Holy shit. He has good
I
zoos.
got him in early. I know, I got him in early because he's like one of my buddies, and he's like, I was like, dude, like, come on, take a chance on a project that me and all my friends were running. He's like, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden we started like going nuts. Like that's when I forget who one of the OGs came back and just started going like crazy, and he's like, dude, holy shit, what's going on? So then he was like, he started FOMOing and buying some more, but it was pretty funny.
Man, I wish I was buying like 6 months ago. I was here.
I was too. I bought my unshaven kazoo during then, and I bought, I think, a royal robe. But I wish I was smart enough to kind of take advantage of some more of the other things. But like at the end of the day, that's on me. I'm not bad at myself.
Oh no, me neither, dude. I was building real life shit. You know what I mean? I'm at where I'm at because of it.
Right, exactly. It's just like you get so much other shit to do in your life sometimes that it just like it's not on your mind.
But dude, I held this motherfucking pink 4T. I don't give a shit what anyone says. It's best zoot, best zoot. Who wants to argue? Hey Pluto,
I
you're only farmer girl, gold bunny hair. I don't care, bro. My 4T pink is dope. I'm not gonna lie. That gold that's A
bunny
Pluto's.
ear is cool.
That's on my
That
radar, but I don't think he's gonna let that go. But
I
like
don't
I
think
said,
that'll
I need a
ever
gold.
go. Did we get
It's the only one.
is the farmer update done? Did
I
it get
don't know.
finished?
I don't think so. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I didn't think so either. But Pluto has it as his, so I was like, damn, that looks good.
No, it does, man.
He must have just cropped what
Yeah, if
Hijack
you
kind
go
of had.
into the I think it's the art and updates or the Zoot machine, someone like made an overlay out of it so you can throw it on your Zoot.
Nice. Kind of see what it looks like before.
Oh, dude, I love it. I like when Hijack was like, I want to make it so you feel like you can just take that and put it on, right? With that Zoot, it's like what I wear every day was put onto a Zoot. I fucking love it. Like, look at my Halloween picture. I'm literally wearing that. I'm just not. I don't have fucking suspenders and shit on. It's literally what I wear. Fucking love it.
Nah, that is actually super cool. That's why I got one of the bucket hats. I used to wear bucket hats a lot. I went through a little bucket hat phase, but honestly, I need to get some more Zoots. I've been eyeing up a couple, but like some of the rare floor prices have been going down like sneaky over the past couple of weeks. So I'm like eyeing up a couple that are in my radar that I'm probably gonna pull the trigger on soon.
Dude, like, so Maddie and I held a space last night. We sat here and looked over what was listed for like an hour. Man, there
Yeah.
is some fucking heaters right now.
Yeah, there
Fucking
is.
heaters. Everyone's just out of liquid. No one has like everyone that's holding right now is just like, motherfucker, I already blew my load.
Yeah, I feel that a little bit, but I think we'll get some action coming back soon. Like honestly, I think this girth token's gonna help a lot, bring up a lot of the floor prices and some of the other things. And then there'll be some other traits that Hijack fixes up some of the traits. Some of those traits will run like you said earlier. How like if you're a smart investor, you low key could trade like how you said earlier and like trade while the hype of those are building and then probably buy back later, but
I think that phase is over, to be quite honest. I think that because
I think it is for some traits.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, dude. Like, there's no real new volume coming into the NFT space. All the volume and all the liquidity that's getting moved into like other projects is coming out of other projects. It's people selling to move. It's all it's all borrowed liquidity, and the only liquidity right now being taken out of the market is to either projects minting or the fees on OpenSea. Because that liquidity is then going to the project or the founders and stuff's being done with it. So there's no like that's the only thing that's happening to liquidity. Because like say you make a profit on your Zoot, that profit just came from another project, it didn't come from outside liquidity coming into the Web3 market. So it's like we're just passing around ETH to each other at this point. All the projects are just like, okay, here's ETH. Okay, thanks for bringing it back, and okay, here's some like. You know,
it's that and shitcoins. Shitcoins include that too. People like Pepe John. Half of his bag is actually because of the shitcoin Trump or whatever. I know he made a killer off Trump, and he was just sweeping Zoots because of it.
I've been in crypto for 4.5 years, And I've never seen more shit coins being talked about than before I got really deep into NFTs. It's like the degenerate mindset just goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those shit coins. Like, I'm not like they're kind of fun once in a while, but like that shit actually like can go to zero, and I just don't fuck with that.
No, you're in risk management. You understand it doesn't make sense. Like now, like if you were buying Doge at like 4 cents, that's a legitimate
I made
buy,
a lot of money off Doge.
right? Well, it's been around for what, 2 bull runs now. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna pump again, so why not just fucking throw whatever you can in at the bottom, and then just sit on it. But like if you're going for like something like a SHIB that went up what like 8,000% in what 2 months. Like, you really want to put in a trade and sit there every minute of every day going, should I sell? Should I sell? Should I sell? Should I sell? Oh, fuck. Like, that's misery, dude.
Dude, I literally put my money in one of these shit coins that one of my buddies was like, dude, like I know the dev, like he's great. Literally, as soon as I put it in, I checked back like 2 seconds later, and it was just gone. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, that's my last coin I ever do. But what people don't understand is like, if you can start at a young age and open up like a Roth IRA, stuff like that, and get classical like 8% gains every year, because the market on average in the U.S. goes up 8.5% a year. If you can start early, that shit adds up over time. Like you start with 10K now, when you're like 50, that shit's already $1 million. It's actually crazy.
That shit is that. Why do you think they don't teach that in school, dude? That should be taught to you in high school.
That's what I was literally just saying to my law teacher today, because he was kind of like discussing that, and I was like, how come school doesn't teach it? School should also teach you like how to kind of manage your lifestyle at home, you know, like how mortgages on houses, car payments, shit like that. And they don't teach you that either.
To quote the great George Carlin, they want you to be smart enough to do your job and dumb enough to keep doing it. Right? That's the goal.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah, they just want you to be smart enough to do the job that you're going to do.
But
it's always been that way.
My generation, I feel like, is different, though, where no one wants to work right now. They kind of see, like, a lot of people are making money online through, like, social media and shit like that. So I feel like that's kind of changing a little bit.
For sure. Absolutely. And I think COVID exemplified that, because it's like, you know, a lot of
the work from home was big.
And like a lot of people work retail. Retail, you get screwed working retail. And a lot of people work, like, no one take offense to this. A lot of people work to low IQ jobs, right? Where you don't need to be smart to do it. And those jobs are a necessity. And then a lot of people who were way overqualified for these shit fucking jobs were told you can't work. And they were forced into position to use their intelligence and their ingenuity to actually progress their own lives. And they're like, well, wait a second, I can actually fucking do this shit. And then it's like, all right, go back to this job you're overqualified for that makes you no money. You're like, yeah, maybe I'll just actually follow a dream.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy how that has been happening. Right? I've honestly been dealing with it firsthand myself over here. But,
it's not easy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I did too. I never the timeline of my farm got kicked into overdrive with the pandemic. Like, I was going to be a vegetable farmer, and now I'm a chicken farmer, and it was going to take years, and I was going to have like all this side gigs, and then lockdowns hit, and it was like, okay, we're going to put your plans on adrenaline now. You know, here we go.
Yeah. And that killed our economy too. I mean, we're about to get killed with that pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's gonna be, my daughter's gonna be dealing with the fallout of it.
The next generation's gonna be dealing with a lot of fallouts of a lot of things. But the thing is, I do think the next generations will get a little stupider, because like they're gonna have so much AI that they're not gonna need a critical think.
This is true, but it's up to the parent, man. Like my daughter is going to basically live how I lived in the late 80s, early 90s. Like, we're going to raise her the same way
my parents raised me.
Yeah. Right? Like,
old Italian
we'll have computers and things, but like a computer and a phone need to be a fucking tool. Period. A tool. not a crutch.
The people that hate me, I hate the most in like high school and stuff is like the kids that don't have like jobs. Like you should have a job when you're in high school and college. Like you shouldn't, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. You learn a lot about yourself in those, especially in like even
You
jobs
learn
that
what
suck ass.
and you learn what you like. You're like, all right, I'm going to school so I don't have to do this job my whole life. You know?
For sure, and it builds character, man. Like I've worked so many jobs in my life, and every single one of them built me up to have the experience and knowledge I have. So even if it's a shit job, still do it to your best of your capability, because you're going to find your weaknesses and strengths in those situations. You know,
Right. And sometimes you just gotta go in with an open mindset because sometimes you'll like that shit. Like I actually work retail. Like I have an internship during the week that like I'm a salesperson, and then on the weekends I do retail. And honestly, I will say I do enjoy my retail job.
it's the only time I like talking to people. Every other situation, I'm just like, okay, people, leave me the fuck alone. But if I'm in retail, it's like, oh, how are you? Oh, your baby looks great today, and I like make connections, and I like, you know what I mean. Otherwise, it's like, fuck
Yeah.
off and leave me alone.
Yeah, no, and like where I work too, I work at like a nice soup place. So like I'm a younger kid, so it's like really nice talking and just networking, you know. It's good to always have like some networks from that. So
What's the worst job you ever had?
ooh, worst job? I wouldn't know, honestly. Like I said, like I've had a lot of bad jobs myself because like I grew up on a farm my whole life. So like
Hey,
when
what
I
are you
was
saying,
younger,
motherfucker?
what's up?
What are you saying?
Well, what I'm saying is like this is a little different for me because like this was like way stressful for me
I'm fucking
in
with
high
you.
school.
Farming sucks, bro. What are you talking about? This
So
shit sucks. I just love it.
so the way that like my house was built was like my grandma had like all this land, and we basically took a plot of her land, and my dad like built a house on it. So we like lived next to my grandma. So my grandma, like when I was younger, started to get like ovarian cancer and like, you know, couldn't really work the farm and shit that much. So I had to deal like with all that in school at the same time, which I wouldn't say it was like a shitty job, but like it was super stressful. But I guess my shittiest job would probably be like working at like Buffalo Bobcat. But it was kind of fun.
It's a restaurant?
No, it's, you know, those like excavators and like bobcats and stuff you could drive.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be like just like a normal like hands person there, like would help chain up the trucks and all that. But like before that, I was like too young. I didn't have my license and stuff, so my dad was literally driving me to the work, and like I was operating all those huge machineries without a license or anything, and I was like, yeah, this is a little scary.
Damn. Worst job I had was a warehouse job at the largest grocery distributor in the Northeast.
Grocery stores are terrible. Like
Dude,
those are my least.
But it was a
favorite
warehouse.
jobs.
It wasn't a grocery store. It was a warehouse.
Okay,
And
it's a little different.
so when I got hired on, they're like, "We'll pay you 11 cents for every package that you package." So I would go and like make pallets and put them on a truck. For every package, I made 11 cents. Well, if I got hired on a week earlier, it was 25 cents. So I started working
no way.
Yeah, dude. So like all these motherfucking crackheads, I'm not even joking. These motherfuckers would go out. There's no structured breaks. It was all like commission based, right? So it's like if you feel like you're done working that day, guess what? You go out and sit outside and smoke fucking crack, right? So I was working around these crackheads, and you got those big pallet jacks. They weigh like 2 tons a piece.
You learn a lot about yourself during these times.
Oh, dude, I almost got pinned to one of them big steel. They're like big shelving units made out of solid steel. They go up like 50 feet. This fucking crackhead comes the wrong. So everything had like one direction, right? Because they're using these.
I can already tell this is gonna be a little shitty, but a little funny.
Oh, dude, this guy like pinned me, hit my pallet jack, knocked the pallet jack over, knocked me off of it, and almost pinned my leg onto the steel structure.
Oh, like the thing. Yeah, I got you.
Dude, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm fucking done. Like, this guy's making over half of what I'm making, got hired a week before me, smoking crack on his fucking brakes. And I'm in this, like, fuck this, dude. And there's no air conditioning because it's a huge warehouse. So, like, midsummer,
Oh
it's like
man,
110 degrees. Like,
that sounds
fuck.
like an Amazon workplace.
Yeah. Like, literally, that's what it is, dude.
Did you remember like reading? I feel like I've read so many instances about what is it? The Amazon warehouses that I've heard stories like that.
Warehouses, it's literal. You're like,
That's
pardon my
crazy,
French
dude.
here, but it's fucking slave labor, dude. Like, if you work in a warehouse, they treat you like you are worthless. Like, get our
Like a
product
fucking
onto the
dog.
truck and shut the fuck up. It's
Oh,
warehouse
you
work
talked
is
back to
miserable.
me?
You can make good money though. Like, some of those dudes, man, they were making fucking bank because they just busted their ass and weren't smoking crack on their breaks. But like,
Yeah.
every single one of them had like 3 back operations. They're like, dude, don't stay here because we guarantee you'll have back operations for sure.
All right. But a lot of the higher up people are probably managers too at this point, right?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of like the main warehouse manager was a young dude. He never
Yeah.
even threw a package in his life. He just got into management and he's making buku bucks.
Well, everyone feeding off of everyone else's fucking hard work. Unreal.
I mean, hey, in those types of jobs, man, they don't promote the hard workers because they want the hard workers to continue to work. They promote the people who make the other people work harder.
Right.
I mean, it
That's
just makes
true.
it's obvious sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to be able to throw the most packages to manage a group of people who throw the most packages.
Mm-hmm. No, you're not wrong at all. Sometimes you just need a good manager, though, you know?
Yeah, fuck that. I own my own shit. I don't like. Man, I can't work for people. I really can't. I worked.
That's
for
why I
another
figured
auto over
you.
the summer, dude. It was misery, man. Oh my god. I worked at Aldi, the grocery store, last winter, just to like keep money coming in because it's an off season.
Yeah.
Dude, like, these motherfuckers couldn't tell me shit. It was like, I'm 38, man. I bust my fucking dick. Like, you're talking about sweeping underneath the register. Like, I already swept underneath the register, and you're talking about like, oh, look at that one speck, and I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like,
dude, I'm just here so I can get through the winter.
I mean, I take my job seriously because, like I said, do what you do to your best of your capability. But like,
Right.
you're worried about one crumb, and you're like 23 years old, and like you're like the shift lead, and you're talking to me about a crumb. You see all the other shit that we do, like, really? I just can't, because like, for me being like a business owner, and like, I don't have any employees, but if I was managing somebody, I wouldn't make the mountain out of that. Like, address another situation that's more important and be like, hey, look, I see this is happening.
Maybe the guy smoking crack over there should address
Right, like, maybe you
crumb.
shouldn't smoke crack. And when you're not smoking crack, maybe pick up the crumbs underneath. Right.
But they won't tell you that, though.
Yeah, dude, it's just wild, man. I just can't work for people. It's not because I'm not a good worker. It's just that, like, people fucking are stupid. Like, no offense to any people.
It's like some people like take certain things more serious than other people, and they like take it way too serious. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's just because they don't have the, like, either the experience or like the
Yep.
capability to have interpersonal, like, relationships with people that they're
Yep.
supposed to be the boss of. It's just
Mhm.
they're not capable of it. So it's just
Mhm.
like, man, like, I just can't. I don't think most people do have that capability. I'll be quite honest. I don't think
So
most
what?
people in the world have the capability to truly manage a group of people and keep
Yeah.
them happy. I think that's a rare talent that we don't think is that rare.
How do you actually? Now that you say that, that's pretty accurate.
Right, but how many managers have you fucking worked for, or supervisor leads, or shift leads, and you're just like, shut the fuck up? And everybody's like that. Everyone's just like, dude, like, are you serious? Like, I need to take a shit. Like,
Actually, now that you say that, this is the only reason why I like working at my retail store on the weekends. Is like, my manager's super, super cool. Like one day I literally like totally was scheduled to work and didn't show up, and it was like the only time I ever did that. She's like, "Oh, you're good. Like, I know you're a kid who shows up every day. Like, you're always at work. Like, I know this is just a mistake." And she gave me paid hours for it. Like, how awesome is that?
Right. Because like, especially when you
She
work with
understands.
corporations, man, because they don't,
Yeah.
it all comes from the top, and the top doesn't care about you being human.
Yeah, right.
They just care about the numbers that you're producing.
Producing. Yep. I agree. That's how it is at colleges too, though. It's everywhere. Everywhere is just for money.
Yeah, which is why I got into Web3 because it's not supposed to be like that. We need to change. We need to fucking change. Don't get me preaching on Web3 and what it could be and what it actually is.
Yeah, I think right now Web3 is just in a really dark space. Me and my friends were talking about it in the group chat. He's like, there's not a single project right now where everyone's like, wow, like this is kind of cool. Like I feel like there's always been kind of one, but there's not one right now. Like there was Pudgy Penguins for a little bit. There was Nakamigos. I felt like we're pushing, but they didn't. Nakamigos have done 2 collections and they haven't posted shit.
We're getting there, man. But you talk about the blue chips. I've never vibed with any of the blue chips, man. Never. Not Backs. And I'll be honest, when Back was coming out, I thought NFTs were bullshit. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Like, I had people showing it to me when they were minting, and I'm like, why would I spend? I think it was like $800 or something to mint.
Yeah, I was pretty early in Web3, and I remember minting some like crazy expensive shit.
Now I fully believe. I believe in the technology. I back the NFT tech. I think it can be utilized very well.
I just think like the wrong people became like the influencers at the beginning of the space that kind of hurt. Like imagine if we had people like Smoke and Hijack there now. You know what I mean? Like the space would be way different. Now we got people like Ben Eth and fucking these other people, and they're like making all these rugs projects and stuff, and people are still buying them. I don't understand.
It's greed. They're not buying it because they believe in the project. They just want money. It's speculating. People are speculators.
Yeah. I'll never forget. Like this is like one of the first projects I ever like really aped into, and I remember I was like, do I really want to spend this much money on all this? But that shit all worked out. So
yeah, I think z00tz is my most invested project at this point. Like time-wise, it's my own project. The crazy chickens I launched. But as far as like monetary value, definitely z00tz.
Like I'm being honest. Like if z00tz wasn't here, I would be completely out of Web3 right now. Like just the way that everything's been going lately. But I was actually talking to Smoke the other day about it. I was like, if anything actually ever happened to z00tz, I would actually probably never touch Web3 again.
I would only launch my own shit, man. Because I'm still going to launch shit off my farm. Like I fully believe agriculture and Web3 have a beautiful relationship in front of it, and that's my passion. And I don't really talk about it much in the community because I think it gets boring. But I think it's a very important thing. Because farming is getting more centralized. So if we can integrate Web3 into keeping it decentralized, all the better.
I agree with you, and it also like puts more eyes on Web3 and all that. But another thing that I saw that came out the other day was PayPal actually teamed up with Ledger, and you can buy crypto and send it like straight to your Ledger through PayPal.
Wait, what? They're letting you migrate now?
Yeah, that's
so they would have to release your keys. My girl still has crypto on PayPal.
I don't know how it works, but I just know that Pants, the guy who's in our community, he texted me the other day. He's like, "Did you see the duo with PayPal and Ledger?" And I was like, "No."
So here's the question: when you remove your crypto out of Ledger, does it have to be removed back into PayPal? Because if they don't release your keys and PayPal still is the custodian of your keys, which they currently are, then even in your Ledger, it's not your crypto. It's still PayPal's crypto. It's just off. It's in a hard wallet.
You're about to see a whole nother FTX situation. No. I don't know.
Well, in the terms of service, so I got fucked by PayPal, so I read all their terms of service. When it comes to crypto, They can literally seize all of your crypto without telling you. You agree to it.
Really? Can you
Yep.
do that with like Coinbase or anything else?
Oh, yeah, Coin. Well,
No, I don't think so with Coinbase because
what
I'm going to
Coinbase
tell you
is?
this quick story. I went
Well,
to
they're publicly traded too, so they're held to a different story, right? Like PayPal's publicly traded as well, but if Coinbase put in their
I own
TOS
PayPal
that
right now.
at any point they can seize your asset, they can seize your asset because it's in their legal terms of service.
Mm-hmm. So one time when I was trying to get ETH quick on Coinbase because one of these zoots fell that I wanted really bad, and I was like doing it quick. So I noticed that I bought ETH with a bank account that I closed recently. The whole thing still went through, and I still had the money.
Yeah, and then
everything
you
on
owe Coinbase
Coinbase.
money, right?
Yes, I owed
I
them
did that.
like
That happened to me
15
too.
bucks.
Yep.
They're like, you either need to give us $15, or like they said after a week after they would take it. And I was like messaging with the thing because I was like freaking out because I didn't want to get like a, you know how sometimes you get an extra fee if they fee like an old account that's closed. I was like worried about that, so I was like messaging them, and I was like, I'm just not understanding this. I was like, how come you guys credited me this whatever my Ethereum when I didn't even have like a bank account like
Same
set
thing
up.
happened to me, dude.
I was like,
I'm now
essentially
banned.
what would happen if I just sent this to my wallet without putting money in? And they're like, please don't do that, please don't do that. And I was like, then why would you still have it as an option?
Yeah, no, it was like $200 for me, and I paid Coinbase back. I'm square with Coinbase, but I still can't buy or sell assets on Coinbase, but I can move crypto in and then move it out to a bank card. So they're still letting me because
So
they'll make money.
You can't buy it, but you can move it to your account.
Yeah, because they still get transaction fees to move it to a card, so they're still making money off of me.
So what do you? Yeah, that makes sense. So what do you buy cryptos off of then now? Because I buy it all.
You can still. So I used to use Bybit. Bybit's 100% KYC right now, so I would proxy into Bybit out of like Dubai or Portugal because there's no capital gains. So I'd be square.
You got to do a whole fucking process for this.
Yeah. Because I hate KYC. KYC is anti-crypto. But you can still use Femex. Femex is still non-KYC, but don't trade on Femex because they have low liquidity and their slippage is high. So you can buy off of Femex and then transfer it out. And I would also use there was a Chinese exchange that was now non-KYC, but now they're KYC to become compliant with U.S. regulations. But I search for non-KYC. Anything that's non-KYC, I'll just proxy into and fucking use it. There's not many anymore, though.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I didn't know if like, I know some people buy crypto off of like MetaMask, and that's a little sketchy to me.
Well, I do that. Yeah, it's KYC. But you can proxy out of it. But the thing is, here's the thing about KYC. If you're using a bank card, is it really KYC?
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, my brother one time was like he, I got my brother I got him a Zoot, and he said that he wanted to like try the whole process of Web3. So I was like, oh, so you need a MetaMask wallet? You know how hard it is the first time you ever do it. It's like Chinese to you. Like it's pretty hard. And he was like, dude, like I just have no idea like how to do this. And I was like, dude, let me just buy it for you and I'll send it to your wallet and you'll be good. And he's like, will you still get? Because he was worried about the different wallet percentage number. Because I was telling him that we were trying to get that number up from, we hit like 10% at the time. So I sent it to him and he's like, I really think this resembles me. He was like, he loved it. He was all for it. And then like, you see him pop up in and out around the Discord here and there now, but it's his first experience. And I think he actually really likes it. So
like to go to the KYC thing. But yeah, like the barrier to entry,
that's what I was saying.
The barrier to entry is like how difficult it is. But yeah, go ahead.
He was asking me at the time, he's like, should I put my debit card in the MetaMask? I was like, please do not do that. I was like, just let me send you it.
So when you buy crypto off of MetaMask, you're still going through third party processor, right?
Yes, you
So
are. I think it's
you know,
MoonPay.
yeah, there's a bunch. I use Transact because I don't proxy in, so I have to. I'm KYC'd on MetaMask, unfortunately. But
I got
the
you.
thing with it is like you're not paying until they do unrealized gains taxes. You're not paying any taxes until you realize it back into USD anyway, right? So even if you're buying on a KYC exchange and you move it into a different wallet that isn't KYC'd, they would have to do some deep diving, and the government doesn't understand crypto from a hole in the ground, right? So it's like they don't know how much assets you have anyway. They just know what you bought with your card and what's going back on your card. So if you play it smart, I mean, you're not even just do things right, and you can kind of finagle around things. You know what I mean?
Oh, my tax guy said my taxes are gonna be literally fucked the rest of my life because of NFTs.
Oh, for sure. Oh, 100%. Why do you think they added all this IRS agents, dude? Because of the crypto bull market. 100%.
No, no, literally, and because I'm pretty sure they took out like they might have took out taxes for me because of like technically it'd be considered a loss because all the money that I've put in the NFTs, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't taken like any of it out. So, so like that when that day comes, like if I ever do that, I think I'm gonna get absolutely fucking hammered unless I have
All
like
my ETH is sitting at
losses.
NFTs at sitting zero that I have never sold. So how are you going to tax me on something I never realized? I just I just
That's
lost
true.
into the ether. It's like
That's
I'm not
true.
selling the shit.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get out of here though. I've been on here for like 3 hours. I got some classes and shit in the
Man,
morning, so
I'm sorry that I've kind of been dipping here for a second.
yeah,
I've been.
fuck you, hijack.
And no,
No,
man,
I'm just
fuck
kidding.
me, but like monumentally, eh? I've just been dealing with the art department for a second. We're trying to discuss a few things, and if you remember the bow tie vote, right? And
I have one, yeah.
okay, so for example, I when the vote went off and people voted to change the bow tie for something else. Well, it kind of vibed with me the wrong way, but at the end of the day, um, it's the whole project is for the community and is from the start for the community, right? And so the community says, and that's what we do. A lot of people say that maybe it's too many cooks in the kitchen and stuff like that, but it helps us brainstorm harder, to find something that might fit better. And so we're kind of having one of those moments in the criticism room. It's called the art discussion room, but I like to call it the criticism room because it's where I get my critiques, my first layer of critiques before we present it to the rest of the community. And so as I was starting this trait that I'm showing right now on screen, I was already receiving some critiques. So I just wanted to make sure that I read those and studied those, and that I understood them more than anything, so that I could apply those criticisms to what I'm working on. And so it's a good point for those criticisms right now, early on, before as I'm laying down these green lines, because this is just I'm just building the initial stages right now. I've only done the research and maybe laid out a little bit of things. So this early on, if we might be changing direction with this trait to something else, this is a good point still, as I'm working on this, because it's I've barely done anything, right? Well, whether with while with the bow tie, I had already. It was a bad design, and I was gonna move it around to make it fit better, and I was gonna change the source. But all that research and time that went into it to put it at the stage that it was, when it was voted out, well, all that time is wasted, right? And I personally don't like to waste my time. I don't like to waste your time. I don't like to waste anybody's time. Things are taking very long with z00tz, right? And it's been from the very start trying to derug. But the thing is, I've been busting to make sure that as time has gone by, even though my hand's like about to fall off out of my wrist, my arm's about to fall off out of his socket from so much working. I do not like wasting your time, wasting my time on producing something for hours that then is not gonna be used, right? Another one of those is, for example, the safari hat is fully 100% done, but it's not being used, right? Because we changed it for the bucket hat. So this is one of those moments, and I'm talking to. Yeah.
I don't even know why the bow tie was voted on.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I have my own concerns as well, but
I'm in chat a lot, and the bow tie thing was not talked about until maybe 3 or 4 people were saying something about it, and then everyone else was like, "Oh yeah, maybe." So it's like, well,
I thought it made sense because it was going to show off more of the fur.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that made sense to me. Like, I understood it from that perspective.
I wouldn't
and I
be
was
mad
like,
if you were
right.
like, "Fuck you, we're doing the bow tie." Because here's my thing. I talked to Maddie about this.
I don't think a lot of people would be mad.
It's like, if you don't like the bow tie, guess what? Don't own a fucking bow tie. I don't like the pimp jackets. Guess what? I don't have a fucking pimp jacket. I'm not gonna sit there and go, "Hey, hi Jack." I know, like, you put time and effort into the pimp jacket, but could you make it like a fur coat instead? Like,
I'm telling you,
fuck me. I
people
just
were
don't own a
mad.
pimp jacket.
They were just mad that they didn't get like a goal, like a hip hop or sock thing. Like,
I don't know, man.
you know,
I don't even know why.
I was bothered by that vote because the same people that had asked me to come up with the bow tie and that would showcase more fur were the same people that presented the vote. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But I'm not gonna mention things right now.
I would totally support your decision to say fuck you to bow ties getting made. Seriously, like, you know what? Eat a dick. Don't own a bow tie. Go. There's a lot of other traits that you can vibe with.
No,
go buy
about
something.
The thing is that
traits.
the people that were excited about the bow tie ended up selling. Well, at least a few people that were excited about the bow tie ended up selling theirs, and the people that were worried about the floor price changing were the same people that ended up causing that because they're the people that presented the vote. It's like,
for sure,
okay,
100%.
You know, I can only help as much as I can. I can't really do anymore. And anyhow, it is a community project. So at the end of the day, it is the community's.
You know what I would love to see? I'm glad we brought this up because I'm aware. You know, I told you before, my ears to the ground. I would love. So my initial reaction, if you remember, even in the space, was this was going to be a variant on the bulletproof vest. I would love to see this as a variant with the bulletproof vest. If when it hits the bucket hat, the fucking safari hat goes on. I would love to see that shit. That'd be fucking dope as hell.
That's interesting.
Right?
So has like a press. It says press.
Dude, it would look so. The press hat, and then the fisherman hat would go to the safari hat or whatever you have in mind, because it looks a lot like the bulletproof vest, which is why I thought that. Like, I think it would look dope, and that would be a reason. You know, I thought that's what I initially thought. I was like, shit, you're gonna have two. It's gonna affect two different traits, and then you also have like it goes with the army hat or whatever with the different patches. Like, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, and then just keep the fucking bow tie and tell everyone crying to fucking come to Farmer, and you can come out here and dig some fucking holes with me and get the fuck over it, bro.
I loved your vote for Pedro meme right after it. Do this, do that, you know. And I vote for the bow tie. Vote for Pedro.
Yeah. I vote for the fucking artist. What the fuck?
Oh man, no. And so one thing that I was asked to do, which I fucked up on, was because this was, I mean, I had been driving for like 6 hours or 7 hours to Sacramento, and then I'd been there. I worked on the hoodie while I was out there in Sacramento. It was a headache because I was streaming the office all the way to Sacramento and working from there, and then streaming to the Discord from the office while in Sacramento. It was weird, but I got that hoodie done, or somewhat part of it done, And then like throughout the days, I'm just busy with my wife's family and the baby and the traits and I don't know. There's just I'm really tired. I'm really confused. So I received news that the vote's gonna go up and like okay, and they say if you want the bow tie to stay, you should probably vote first. You know, as soon as the vote goes up. And it's like okay, yeah, sure. And then my wife says, "Hey, let's go grab some lunch." Okay, let's go over here, this place, this and that. And I set my phone to silent because I want to spend some time with my wife, taking a break from the family, from the kid. They kept the baby even, so it was just our day off. You know, even from the baby. Like my mother-in-law was taking care of the baby. My
That's a rarity, dude, right?
exactly. And so like we're enjoying this rarity time, this very rare time. And then like I look off the corner of my eye and I say, I'm going to check on the Discord real quick. And I look at the Discord, the vote's already long gone into 30 against, you know, or
Oh, dude,
it's just like, dude,
it was
fucking,
wild. Yeah,
I
I
did
even
it.
I campaigned for the bow tie, dude.
I just, like, by the time I entered my vote, it was, like, already too late. I'm like, oh, well, fuck it, dude. I fucked up so big. And it was just
No,
because
fuck them. Bow
it
tie.
was the
Gives
only
a
time.
fuck.
No, but it's okay, man. Like, it's okay because I
It's
bet you,
also
that
okay
we can
if
come
you
up
keep the
with
bow
something
tie.
better than the bow tie, you know?
I like it.
Oh, I know.
I think it's a good little. Go ahead.
No, we don't have anything to replace for example, the what was the tuxedo shirt, and that's what it was supposed to replace the tuxedo shirt, right? And
And
so,
I really like the suspenders because it shows the fur. We don't have anything else that's similar.
mhm.
I was like, shit, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy some bow ties. That's literally my thought. Like, shit, man, because I'm a fur maxi.
Okay, I need to do this whole discussion thing then,
I
and
would love to see, and I was DMing people too about it. And I even said this, like, I would love to see that for fisherman be a trait-based trait off the bulletproof vest when it hits the certain hats instead of being its own trait. Because then it's like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Like that gives value more to more traits. You know what I mean?
absolutely. Here I am, just typing away. Sorry about that, but yes, absolutely. I'm actually considering if to drop a suggestion in the suggestion box to get you in this critique room, so you can.
I've said that to one other person that I have. I'm a very level-headed guy and I'm very passionate and like I'm abrasive where it needs to be and I'm not where it needs to be.
Hey, by the way, I feel like I'm being rude, because House, you were mentioning you wanted to cut off, but I think I've kept you going for a while.
Well, that was
Sorry.
important. I'm glad you brought that to light.
Yeah, sorry.
I've been just listening over here. It's all good. I've been reading. I've been honestly just sitting on LinkedIn. A couple of my boys made some good posts, so I've been just scrolling around through there.
Gotcha. Okay. Then you're okay with me and Farmer if we keep on talking about this?
Yeah, you got about 9 more minutes.
Oh.
11:30 is my
What's
cutoff.
I heard-
11:30
This
is my
motherfucker
cutoff.
sounds like my mom.
Dude, it's been a long.
Okay, that's
fucking day,
11:30. Okay, fair enough. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, we can keep on. So I'm gonna drop that in the suggestions box. See if we can get you in there because you always have some very good suggestions, Farmer. And it's
Appreciate it.
No, yeah, it's mostly the same team as the core, so we need to get more variety in there. See what I'm saying?
No, I even said that in the DM. I was like, I'll say this to you privately, but yeah, I have my phone.
There's nothing private here right now being recorded on YouTube, my man.
Okay,
So.
well, what I said was like maybe the team needs. There's growing pains.
Mhm.
You're gonna butt head like with a group of people. You're not necessarily butting heads, but you're gonna come to an impasse where you need an outside perspective. Maybe even just like a consultant. That's why companies bring in consultants because it's a breath of fresh air. It mixes it up. It gets things. It airs things
Yeah,
out.
that's true.
Right. It's natural. And to think that it won't happen, if any project in Web theory thinks that shit won't happen, then you've never run or interacted with a group of intelligent people. You have a bunch of fucking idiots working together. No one gives a fucking shit. Nothing's
Facts.
gonna like.
Facts.
No feathers will ever be ruffled. It's natural.
The
It's a
one
natural occurrence.
the one thing I hate is when they get together and they tell you we want this, but that thing is superbly ambiguous, so you have to pretty much show them what they want without them knowing what they want.
Oh, dude, that's an artist and coder's nightmare. Not nightmare, but that's what you deal with. Like my
And
buddy's a developer, and he gets contacted to create something on a website, and it's like he'll get told, "I want this type of button." Okay, well, what? That's not enough information. So like he will literally he's expressed this literally the same thing that you just expressed of like I literally need to show these people what they want because they don't actually know what they want. They just express this feeling that doesn't translate into the actual work, right?
yeah, it's like that's where creativity shines. And then they tell you, "No, you're very slow. Or you're very stupid. Whatever, dude. You would never be able to translate this mess of jargon into this final product that you end up loving so much. Even though I've been slow or I've been stupid because I don't listen. At the end of the day, do you like the product?" It's like everybody's like, "Wow, this product is amazing. You nailed it. This is exactly what we wanted." This and that. It's like, bro, motherfucker, you guys are like giving me shit. You know, you know, it
I
happens.
think that's just natural for every like people who create things out of people's vision,
Hmm.
like the actual creator of the vision from other people's visions.
Hmm.
It's always that impasse, whether it's a web developer or an artist that creates any type of commissioned art or product. It's like, well, you're really not telling me anything. like, like I literally have screenshots from this developer. I'll have to find them. Like it's so he literally makes websites on his spare time to make fun of the people he's making websites for. He's like, this is literally what it would look. This is literally what it would look like if I did exactly what you said. But that's not what you want, bro. It's hilarious.
The the example that I'm talking about is it's just like yes, absolutely. It infuriates me to such a degree to just let them kind of like you know to convince them that they're absolutely right. You know, kind of the typical client shit. But the example that I was talking about is um I was doing video mapping for Pandora. You know Pandora Internet Radio, right? Before Spotify and SoundCloud. And
I still have Pandora on my phone.
I think I might have the app as well still, but I haven't used it in ages. You know, well they were the guys that hired me to do this whole thing on their stage, and I swear to God, I just had to come up with so much shit from scratch to make this like 10-minute session or something like that, or 6-minute session of visuals, dude. And it's just so it, it's just 6 minutes, but when you for 1 month or less than a month, I think I had 2 weeks to work on it. 6 minutes is an eternity, dude. And so I just I had to come up with ways of doing all the magical video mapping effects, you know, of making things look real even though they're fake, and with projectors at different angles, and working with optics and all this crazy shit. And they just because they had never worked with video mapping, and they worked with radio, not with video. It was just pretty much an entire mess. And essentially, I just had to translate ways of making the image transmit the sound that was playing, you know, but in a degree where the entire stage came alive. So it started off with like some AC/DC stuff. So I had all of AC/DC as a band on stage, but they were not AC/DC. They were just us dressed up as AC/DC in front of a hacked Kinect that would pick up our three-dimensional image and turn it into points, and then those points I made them react with sound. And so they would every time the music would come in, and it was thunderstruck, right? Every time thunder would hit, you would see the point cloud bump against the screen. You know, it would pop against the screen, and then we gave it some more effects and this and that, and then I had to slap that in front of some of Marshall speakers, but they weren't Marshall speakers really. It was just two blank walls that I had to turn into Marshall speakers, and I had to animate those Marshall speakers so that those AC/DC and band members would come out from inside those speakers, so it would make sense. And then in the center was a ginormous speaker, like the one from Back to the Future, the beginning, the first movie, the from the very beginning. And out of that one, when that one opened up, the drummer came out, and that's where the whole thing started off. And then at one point they say, "You've been thunderstruck," and all the set of speakers and everything, and the entire stage just blew up, and it went into this whole other thing. And then the speakers came back, but they were made out of light, and then they started doing all sorts of crazy shit, and then they started floating into the air. I had to come up with all that bullshit.
And that's not what they said they wanted.
They didn't know they wanted that. But they're like, that's exactly what we wanted, you know? Like,
Right.
You know?
As you're like pitching your idea, they're like, "That is not what I said," and then it's done. They're like,
"No,
"Oh,
dude,
that's
it was
exactly
so
what I
much
said."
heat.
Holy
so
shit.
much heat from the beginning, dude." And it's like, "No, you're not doing
That's
this
how it
right.
is.
This is not what we want. This is not what we want. This is not what we want." It's like, bro, it's not what you want because you're looking at slides and you're looking at paper, okay? Because I'm trying to present you like a rough of what it is, but you want it to be so goddamn abstract that even the rough is never going to translate to what you have in fucking mind. So, but trust, like it's like this, like with Zoots, like it's a labor of trust, you know, and it's so hard to communicate that in a commercial corporate environment, you know. And so I guess that's why Zoots,
It's harder to
Oh my
not
gosh.
face to face.
dude, and that's why I think we're such a good fit for Zoots, you know, stuff like that, because of the transparency, you know.
Well, think about it, dude. Me and you never met each other. We've been talking for 3 hours like we're fucking butt buddies up here. Seriously.
But
Facts. I saw your butt touch, naked.
oh man,
Like,
how much time do
but-
we have left?
Like none. 1 minute.
Like
But
a
to your
minute or
point, I
two.
think the problem that comes with with that impasse that we're speaking of is this isn't throwing shade at anybody. It's creative ideas coming from a non-creative mind that is being interpreted by a creative mind, and you're like, well, hold on a second. Like that's not you're not telling me enough because it's coming from a place that's not inherently creative, but it's. I don't know. Maybe if I spoke more than just English, I could express myself. But there's no word. But you know what I mean? It's like it's a creative thought coming from a non-creative space meant to be creative. You know, being interpreted by somebody who can create a creativeness. Jesus, how many times am I going to say that word?
I understand what you're saying.
Right. That's where the empath comes from.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about it, but I think you know how we always talk about how the standards are low, or like the bar is low, right? And that's, you know, we presented Zoots, we got the 8K, and we're setting the bar, right? Stuff like that, and the bar is low.
Set the bar low, and then you always exceed expectations. That's the way to do it.
That's a good way to put it. But
No, that's what I always say to people.
set the bar low, and you always exceed expectations. You know, like truth,
Yeah.
facts. I'm just thinking. Oh no, wait. I don't want to go on a tangent here and forget what I was about to say. Fuck. This always happens. I'm such a stoner. Shit, man.
Even I forgot, and I put you to pay attention.
Yeah, what was I talking about? House, help me.
House, it's your fault.
We were talking about
I was talking about the empath.
yeah.
Uh,
What were we just talking about? Fuck, dude.
oh man. Anyhow,
This is why I took the grab out of my weed.
you see, smart man.
You're still forgetting. It didn't do you any good, dude.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go smoke a dab. Bye, goodbye. I don't know. I just I feel from the
We were talking about putting the bar low and exceeding expectations.
Thank you, Jesus Christ. That because I know
How
we
did
were
three of us
tapping on
forget
the art. I know we were talking about the art, you know, and it's just the stem of that subject. It's what escapes me more than anything, but essentially, what I was trying to get to is that when the bar is set high by the expectations of the client, you know, it's still actually pretty fucking low, because the people that can decipher that and make a product out of that and make their clients happy after all that goddamn mess, those are some fucking smart motherfuckers. Because it's like I'm very like I don't know if you guys have noticed how sometimes I'm a bit humble, just a bit, you know, just I don't
Not a very
consider
humble thing.
I don't consider myself a smart person, dude. I don't consider myself smarter than anybody in this room. I don't consider myself,
Same with me, man.
you know, I don't like
I'm
not,
dumber than the next fucking guy, man.
I'm
do
a
dumb as
dumb
shit
motherfucker.
sometimes.
Dude, I'm a dumb, I'm such a dumb motherfucker. I'm like playing with my baby and I'll accidentally drop my phone on her face. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how much of a retard am I? You know, like don't fucking
You
have
get
the
caught.
fucking, you know, don't have the phone next to her, you idiot.
Or you get caught playing with her toys.
Yeah, or like stacking the blocks, and all of a sudden my wife comes over to the living room like, why is this so well organized? And it's all her baby blocks, all like, or, you know, kind of shit.
Yeah, that shit's fun.
But okay. Let me get back to the subject matter. The thing is, if anybody can grab that ambiguity and decipher it, they got something there that they need to harness, and they got something there that is gold. That's money, dude. That's gold right there, and it's powered by you, you know. And so if you can tackle that, you can tackle things that are ambiguous and solidify them so that people can like grasp them, understand them. Maybe not physically grab them, but they sure as hell feel like they're physically grabbing them once they understand it. And you got something there. You know?
Yeah, fuck that, dude. That's why I just fucking grow food. I don't have to decipher shit.
You can't get more solid than that. Like, this is food. You put it in there,
dude.
And,
yep.
All right.
I love what I do, dude. It's so straightforward. There's no deciphering shit.
Oh, baby, it's okay.
Oh, you wanted some type of fancy egg? No, motherfucker. This is an egg. Right?
Hang on, I lost the cable to the headphones. I kind of lost you there. Anyhow, you guys heard my baby, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she says hi. We're gonna make her bottle right now, and I think it's that perfect time to call it a night.
Yeah, we stole 14 minutes instead of 9. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you! Don't make me say those words next to my daughter, man.
I get so much shit from the wife. Stop swearing. I'm like, God.
Swearing.
My dad was a truck driver for 40 years. Like, I've been swearing since I was born.
I was born in an Italian mob, so how do you think I felt?
Oh, she's grabbing the microphone now. Hang on. I got.
All right, boys.
Gotcha's on the mic.
I'm out of here, but as always, it's great talking to all you guys.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Dude, thank you so
of
much.
course.
Thank you so much for having us here. I hope that you're not hearing too much noise from the baby grabbing the microphone. But thank you so much for having us here. It's always a pleasure, dude. I'm sorry I haven't been participating every Wednesday more often.
Good. You're good.
This is actually the most I've participated in a Wednesday. Great fun, man.
It definitely is, but I mean, I did need some help tonight with Brylan out, so it actually was big help. So I appreciate that.
A pleasure, man. An honor. Thank
All
you for
right,
having us,
well,
dude.
Yeah, of course. Have a good night, boys.
See you next week, boy.
Hey, girls. Yeah, see you next week.
I got the little girl over here saying little zooter. Zoot zoot.
Zoot zoot.
Good night, everybody. A pleasure. Zoot zoot.
Big boy.
Hey, girls. Yeah, see you next week.
I got the little girl over here saying little zooter. Zoot zoot.
Zoot zoot.